Chapter 2811 Opening the Bronze Door. Deputy Hallmaster, it's Tian Hong. He suddenly sent people to attack me. I could only lead my men to resist. Ouyang Xiangxiang was the first to speak. Bullshit. You and that Lu Ming kid joined forces and snatched my treasure. It's only right and proper for me to take Lu Ming and take back my treasure. The Tian Hong Saint's son roared. What a joke, what treasure? That's a secret technique from a relic. As long as you haven't obtained anything from the relic, you'll get a share. You're the useless one who can't get it, and now that I've got it, I have to give it to you? Lu Ming's mocking voice was heard. I've already discovered the ruins. The Tian Hong Saint's son roared, bursting with cold killing intent. He glared at Lu Ming ferociously, wanting to cut him into pieces. Ha, laughable, even more laughable. You're a saint child, yet you actually said such laughable words. According to your logic, as long as I explore all the ruins, once I find it, it'll be mine, and no one else is allowed to enter? Is that even possible? I'm really suspicious. How did you become the saint with such a brain? There are still so many people who want to join you? Hey, all of you who have submitted to Tian Hong, think carefully. There's no future in following such a person. Why don't you all come and submit to me? Lu Ming laughed heartily. What did you just say? Piece of H*T, I'm going to kill you. The Tian Hong Saint's son was furious. His eyes were burning with rage. He wanted to rush up and kill Lu Ming. Unfortunately, he could not move under the pressure of the Vice Hall Master of the Law Enforcement Hall. Alright, no matter what grudges you have between yourselves, you'll be severely punished for killing your fellow sect members within the sect. The Vice Hall Master of the Enforcement Hall spoke. His voice was filled with dignity and killing intent, causing many people to shiver. The Vice Hall Master of the Law Enforcement Hall was famous for his strictness in law enforcement. Even the Tian Hong Saint's son felt his heart turn cold and suppressed his anger. Tian Hong, you started the fight first. It's your fault. They'll give you 3 days to hand over 200,000 points, then go to the wall-facing cliff and face the wall for 20 years. Do you agree? The Vice Hall Master of the Law Enforcement Hall looked at the Tian Hong Saint's son coldly. The Tian Hong Saint's son was very unconvinced, but he didn't dare to say no. Yes. The Tian Hong Saint's son lowered his head. His killing intent had reached its peak. Lu Ming, if I don't kill you, I'm not a human. The bloodline of the 9-clawed divine dragon and the divine dragon materialization art are all mine. The Tian Hong Saint's son roared in his heart. Qingxiang, since you were on the defensive and you are not in the wrong, you will be punished to face the wall for 10 years. Are you willing to accept this? The Vice Hall Master of the Enforcement Hall looked at Ouyang Qingxiang. This disciple is sincerely convinced. Ouyang Qingxiang nodded. Alright, now, let's all disperse. The Vice Palace Master of the Enforcement Palace waved his hand, and the pressure disappeared without a trace. Let's go. The Tian Hong Saint's son growled and left with his men. It's over. The holy sons Ji Xia and Xue Tan were a little disappointed and left one after another. Holy son Qingxiang, Lu Ming has implicated you. Lu Ming looked at Ouyang Qingxiang apologetically. It was all because of Lu Ming that Ouyang Qingxiang was punished. Moreover, some people from her faction had fallen and many people were injured. Lu Ming felt a little apologetic. It's okay. They'll just have to face the wall for 10 years. I'll pass in the blink of an eye. I can train my state of mind. However, the Tian Hong Saint's son has also been punished. He won't dare to make a move in the sect for a while. However, you still have to be careful outside the sect. Tian Hong won't let this go easily. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Lu Ming nodded. Not long after, Lu Ming bade farewell to Ouyang Qingxiang and returned to his residence. The days after that were indeed peaceful. The Tian Hong Saint's son did not send anyone to deal with Lu Ming. I still have to increase my strength as soon as possible. Now that Qiuqiu has broken through to the 8th stage True God realm, it's a great help for me. If Qiuqiu can break through to the Celestial God realm, it'll be great. I'll go exchange for some divine weapon fragments for Qiuqiu to eat. Lu Ming pondered and then sorted out all the storage rings he had on him. During this period of time, he had killed many powerful enemies and obtained many storage rings. The number of treasures and divine crystals he had collected was shocking. Lu Ming exchanged most of the treasures and divine crystals for points. He then used the points to exchange for a large number of fragments of the divine artifact. Even the lowest grade was a fragment of a middle grade level 9 divine artifact. There were even some fragments of high-grade divine artifacts. The price of a high-grade divine artifact, even if it was just a fragment, was astonishingly high. As such, Lu Ming did not have many points left. After returning to his residence, Lu Ming gave all the divine artifact fragments to Qiu and let it eat them slowly. As for himself, he began to comprehend the complete divine dragon materialization technique. The complete divine dragon materialization technique was much more difficult to cultivate, and it also took a lot more time. However, Lu Ming had only used half a year to successfully cultivate the complete divine dragon materialization technique. A dragon's roar was heard, and a divine dragon condensed above his head. This divine dragon had 9 claws and was extremely similar to the 9 dragons. It was a 9-clawed divine dragon. Lu Ming had finally cultivated the 9-clawed divine dragon Dharma power. As long as Lu Ming willed it, the 9-clawed divine dragon Dharma power would pounce out to attack the enemy. Its power was astonishing. Of course, the divine dragon materialization art was still far from completion. As Lu Ming's understanding deepened, he could cultivate a second, third, and even more divine dragon phenomenon in the future. In the days that followed, Lu Ming cultivated in peace. They took turns to cultivate all kinds of divine skills and secret techniques. Cultivation knew no time. To immortals, a few decades was too short. It would pass in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye, more than 20 years had passed. In the past 20 years, Lu Ming had entered a period of stability. He did not improve much in all aspects. His main focus was to stabilize and build a solid foundation. On the other hand, Qiu had swallowed a large number of divine weapon fragments, and its cultivation had improved a step further, reaching stage 9 True God. As for Qiu, she had been cultivating in a secret room in the Divine Pulse Tower for more than 20 years. Lu Ming had also gone to take a look. The secret chamber exuded Qiu's life aura. Everything was normal, so Lu Ming had nothing to worry about. At this moment, a piece of news spread like a hurricane to the Qin Heaven 13 clans and some other powerful forces. On the ancient god star, the array on the bronze door was finally broken. Some of the strongest formation masters in the Qin Heaven starfield, after decades of hard work, finally broke the formation above and opened the bronze door. Many people had already gone in to explore, but the results were shocking. Behind the bronze door was a world, an ancient world. Inside, there were many heavenly treasures, many of which had already gone extinct in the outside world. Chapter 2811 Ancient Gods World. Once the news was out, all the major forces in the Qin Heaven Star Zone and countless experts gathered on the ancient god star. Lu Ming was so focused on his closed-door cultivation that he did not know about this news. When he found out, it was already a month later. It was Ouyang Qingxiang who told him. One day, Ouyang Qingxiang found Lu Ming and told him the news. The bronze gate of the ancient god star has opened? Lu Ming was very interested after hearing that. The bronze door had appeared in the holy land of the descendants of the ancient gods, so it must have something to do with them. Lu Ming had condensed the heart of the ancient god, so he was very interested in it. That's right. It was opened a month ago. I was also in seclusion. I just received the news that there is an ancient world inside with countless natural treasures. Many experts from all the major forces have entered. I'm looking for you because I want to join hands with you and go in together. What do you think? Ouyang Qingxiang said. All right. Lu Ming did not hesitate and nodded in agreement. After that, Lu Ming led in Hai, Lu Chang and Zhao Feng. Ouyang Xiangxiang led a group of experts from her faction. Yu Linglong and Wu Zifeng were also in the group as they headed toward the ancient god star. After a long journey, they arrived at a place not far from the bronze gate of the ancient god star. Lu Ming was rather emotional when he came here again. So many experts. Lu Ming sensed that there was a terrifying aura looming around the bronze door. Each of these auras was extremely powerful and gave off a pressure as deep as the ocean. God King. These auras were all divine kings, no less than a dozen of them. There were dozens of divine king experts gathered near the bronze door. Didn't they say that most of the experts have already entered the world behind the bronze door? Why are there so many divine kings here? Lu Ming asked. I've heard that it's very hard for divine king experts to enter the bronze door. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Oh, God kings are not allowed to enter? Lu Ming said. It's not that they can't enter at all. It's said that there's another layer of energy above the bronze door that can stop divine kings from entering. This power is extremely mysterious. Even the strongest group of formation masters in the Qin Heaven Star region would not be able to break it. However, they managed to create a formation that can only send a dozen or so God Kings into the bronze door. After some discussion, the Qin Heaven 13 clans, the Ice Soul clan, and the Scarlet Flame clan, a total of 15 forces, will send one God King in each. Ouyang Qingxiang said. Lu Ming finally understood. It turned out that the divine kings could not enter in large numbers. The 15 strongest forces of the Qin Heaven Star Zone had each sent one divine king in. As for those below the God King realm, they could enter and leave as they pleased. Lu Ming felt a little helpless. He had thought that after most of the people had entered the bronze door, he could take the opportunity to let Qiuqiu bite the bronze door. Now, it seemed that this idea would not work. With so many divine king peerless experts guarding it, how could he have the chance to let Qiuqiu bite the bronze door? If he really did that, Qiuqiu would probably be taken away by those experts for research immediately. It is said that the world behind the bronze door is vast and boundless. However, there are also terrifying dangers inside. There is an evil creature that lives inside. It's like a demon and a devil at the same time. It's called the demon. Now, every force has built a city inside as their base. The God Kings are guarding the city against the demons. Ouyang Qingxiang explained. As they flew, they walked towards the bronze door. No one stopped them. In fact, anyone below the God King realm would not be stopped if they wanted to enter. Even those from small factions would not be stopped. However, without a God King, it would be extremely dangerous for a faction that had built a city as a base to enter. There was a high chance that they would die at the hands of Yaoma. The huge bronze door was open, and it was pitch black inside. Let's go, Ouyang Qingxiang said, and the group flew toward the bronze door. In addition to them, there were many other people from other forces. They flew into the gate with them. After a moment of dizziness, Lu Ming realized that they had appeared on a huge platform. Lu Ming looked up. There was a huge vortex in the sky above his head. This vortex was the entrance and the exit. Lu Ming saw many people covered in blood. They rose into the air and disappeared into the vortex. They must have gone out from here. These people should be from some small forces. They didn't build a base here and didn't have a God King. They were injured from fighting with the demons and had no place to recuperate, so they could only leave. Ouyang Qingxiang explained. Lu Ming nodded. Those who went out now should be people from small forces. For example, the Qin Heaven 13 clans, the Ice Soul clan, and the Scarlet Flame clan all had bases. If they were injured, they could recuperate in the bases and did not need to go out at all. Boundless sacred land, come to me. I'll take you to the base, people of the Winged Demon Academy, come to me. I'll take you to the base, people of Kong Xian sect, come to me. I'll bring you to the base. Around the platform, voices rang out. It turned out that there were people from the major forces around the platform, while the people from the small forces could only watch and envy. That's the person from the Kong Xian sect. Let's go over. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others walked in one direction. There were many powerful cultivators from the Kong Xian sect there. Holy Maiden Qingxiang, Holy Son Lu Ming, come with me. One of the elders was an inner sect elder of the Kong Xian sect. He recognized Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang at a glance. The group followed the inner sect elder and flew away. But at this moment, a sudden change occurred. Boom, boom, boom. In the sky, the vortex shook violently and let out a deafening roar. What's going on? Why is the space gate suddenly shaking? Many people's expressions changed drastically. But then, The vortex shook even more violently. Boom, boom. Then, there was a terrifying explosion. The vortex began to collapse. That's right, it started to collapse. A terrifying power spread out and wreaked havoc in all directions. Not good, quickly leave. Quickly retreat. Many people shouted and flew around the platform. Lu Ming and the rest also left far away. When everyone had flown far enough, they turned back and were completely dumbfounded. The vortex was gone. That's right, that vortex had already disappeared without a trace. The spatial path is gone. We're doomed. Are we going to be trapped here forever? What's going on? Does anyone know what's going on? The scene was in an uproar, and many people were shouting in fear. Without the spatial path, they would be trapped here for the rest of their lives. Overbearing, the faces of Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and the rest darkened. This was just too unlucky. They had just entered and the spatial path had already collapsed. If it had collapsed a bit earlier, they would not have been able to enter. Everyone, don't panic. There are many God Kings and Formation Masters outside. They'll definitely think of a way to reopen the spatial path. An old man shouted. Some of the elders who had lived for countless years had experienced great storms and waves, so they quickly calmed down. Hearing this, many people calmed down. Indeed, there were still many God King experts and array masters outside. They would definitely not let so many people be trapped here. They would definitely think of a way to reopen the door. Holy Maiden Qingxiang, Holy Son Lu Ming, now that the spatial gate has collapsed, there's no point in guarding here. Why don't we go to the base first? I need to report the situation here to the Divine King at the base. The inner sect elder said. All right. Lu Ming and Ouyang Qingxiang both nodded. Since the space gate had collapsed, they could only stay in this world and cultivate for a while. The people from the other sects and powers had similar thoughts. They left some people to guard this place while the others flew toward their respective bases. When the spatial path had collapsed, the bronze gate of the ancient God Star had also undergone a major change. The bronze door that was originally opened suddenly emitted a bright radiance and slowly closed. Not good. What's going on? Quickly stop him. There were at least a few dozen divine kings around the bronze door. They were all shocked and struck at the door with terrifying energy, trying to stop the door from closing. However, it was of no use. The bronze door continued to close at a constant speed. Clang. In the end, the bronze door was completely shut. Master, what's going on? A God King from the unique Demon Academy looked at a Formation Master with a gloomy expression. The Formation Master furrowed his brows as he pondered. After a while, he shook his head and said, Strange, I don't know what's going on either. I wonder what's going on. The expressions of the other God Kings all changed. Many people from the major powers had entered the Bronze Gate, including some of the top geniuses. If these people couldn't come out, it would be a fatal loss to the major powers. The only thing we can do now is to continue studying and think of a way to open the door again. The other Formation Master also said helplessly. Then he'll have to trouble everyone. A God King expert said. Immediately, a few Formation Masters began to study it carefully. After a long time, one of the Formation Masters said with a serious expression, This formation has become even stronger after it was shut down. I'm afraid it'll take even longer to open it. How much time do you need? Someone asked. A few decades at least, a few hundred years at most. A Formation Master said. Several hundred years? That's fine. Then he'll have to trouble the Masters to break it. The various God Kings nodded their heads. It would take a few hundred years to open it, so the situation wasn't too bad. At that moment, Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and the rest followed the inner sect elder of the Kongxian sect and flew for a distance before a huge city appeared in front of them. This city was built between two great ravines, leaning against a natural barrier, looking extremely majestic. This was the new base that the Kongxian sect had built recently. Those from the Kongxian sect who had entered this world were all gathered in this base. The group flew in and saw stone houses in the city. You guys can go and find an open space and build your own stone houses. Also, you can enter and leave the city freely. There is no one to restrict you. However, the demons outside are very strange and powerful. You have to be careful when you go out and risk your lives, the inner court elder warned, and after that, the inner court elder flew away. Lu Ming, Ouyang Qingxiang, and the rest swept their gazes across the area before flying toward an empty space. This city was extremely large, and there were large areas of empty land. Lu Ming. Suddenly, an explosive roar filled with cold, killing intent was heard. At the side, a group of figures flew out from a stone house and blocked Lu Ming and the rest's way. Tianhong. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes. The person in the lead was the Tianhong Saint's son. The Tianhong Saint's son looked at Lu Ming with a ferocious gaze and sneered. You've also come to the world of ancient gods. Good, very good. Let's see who can protect you here. Tianhong, don't think too highly of yourself. If you want to fight, we're not afraid of you. Ouyang Qingxiang sneered. Oh, what if I'm included? A cold voice came from behind. Then, another group of people flew over. Floating light. Ouyang Xiangxiang's expression changed. The group of people behind him was the sacred son of reflection and his subordinates. They had surrounded Lu Ming and the rest. Floating light, when did you join forces with Tianhong? Ouyang Qingxiang said coldly. I can't say that we're working together. However, Lu Ming has killed many of my men. I'm just going to settle this score with him. The sacred son sneered, and cold killing intent spread out. The Tianhong Saint's son and the transient light Saint's son surrounded Lu Ming and the others. Their cold killing intent made many people's expressions change. However, Ouyang Qingxiang remained calm because she knew of a rule. You dare to make a move here? According to what I know, the God King has given the order that fighting is prohibited in this city to prevent demons from taking advantage of the situation. Do you dare to disobey the God King's order? Ouyang Qingxiang sneered. The Tianhong Saint's son and the transient light Saint's son's faces darkened. The God King who was guarding the city had indeed given this order. And they did not dare to disobey. So what if it's like this? Once you leave this city, no one will care about you unless you stay in this city forever and never go out. The Tianhong Saint's son sneered. That's right. They'll send people to keep an eye on you. Since you've come here, you'll be holed up in this city forever. The Gu Guang Holy Son sneered. Ouyang Xiangxiang's expression turned ugly. Coming to this world, of course, he had to go out and adventure to obtain the natural treasures outside. Otherwise, what was he doing here? Instead of staying in this city, he might as well stay in the Kong Xian sect and cultivate. The Tianhong Saint's son and the transient light Saint's son smiled delightedly when they saw Ouyang Qingxiang's ugly expression. Holy Maiden Qingxiang, let's go. I can't be bothered with these mad dogs. At this moment, Lu Ming spoke indifferently and stepped forward. What did you just say? The Tianhong Saint's son and the transient light Saint's son's faces turned red. Good dogs don't block the way. Lu Ming glanced at the Tianhong Saint's son in disdain. The Tianhong Saint's son was so furious that he almost vomited blood. He wanted to slap Lu Ming to death. Lu Ming's trump card, however, the Tianhong Saint's son held back in the end and did not dare to attack. The orders of a God King could not be disobeyed, even if he was the saint. Lu Ming, you'd better not leave this city. Otherwise, I'll make sure you die an ugly death. The Tianhong Saint's son left with his men after saying that. The sacred son of reflection snorted and left with his men. Of course, they had left some people behind to monitor Lu Ming and the rest from a distance. If Lu Ming and the rest left the city, they would launch a lightning-fast attack. As for Lu Ming and the rest, they went to the empty space to build stone houses. With their cultivation, it was too easy to build stone houses. In minutes, huge stone houses were rising from the ground. For the next few days, they stayed here and did not leave the city. That was because the Tianhong Saint's son and the sacred son of reflection had sent people to keep an eye on him. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 days had passed, and the situation was still the same. Holy Maiden Qingxiang, you guys go out of the city first. I'll stay in the city alone. Lu Ming said. Shall we leave the city first? Ouyang Xiangxiang's expression changed. That's right. Tianhong, the person floating light wants me. Without me around, they won't do anything to you guys. You guys can leave the city first. It'll be easier for me to act alone. I'll also think of a way to leave the city. Lu Ming said. During this time, they found that many people who came back from the city had a big harvest. The natural treasures here were really amazing. This world was like the ancient world when the primeval universe first came into being. All kinds of natural treasures were extremely abundant and no one had ever mined them. It was really not worth it to stay in the city and not go out. Then you have to be careful. Ouyang Xiangxiang pondered for a moment before nodding. This was the only plan he could do now. Ouyang Xiangxiang then led her faction, and Hai, Lu Chang, and Zhao Feng out of the city, disappearing into the vast world. Holy Sun, Ouyang Qingxiang and the rest have left the city, but Lu Ming hasn't. He's still in the city. Someone reported to the Tianhong Saint Sun as soon as Ouyang Qingxiang left. The Tianhong Saint Sun hadn't left the city during this time. He had been guarding it. Lu Ming didn't leave? The Tianhong Saint Sun's eyes glinted coldly. Saint, what should we do now? Someone asked. It's easy to deal with Lu Ming alone. Leave a few experts behind to keep an eye on him. Once he leaves the city, kill him without mercy. The Tianhong Saint Sun said coldly. After that, he left a few experts behind to keep an eye on Lu Ming while he led his men and left the city. They were cooped up in the city every day, unable to obtain anything and unable to afford to waste time. Therefore, since Lu Ming was alone, he did not have to guard the place personally. He could not afford to waste his time if Lu Ming stayed in the city and did not move. On the other side, after the Sacred Sun of Reflection received the news, he had the same plan as the Tianhong Sacred Sun. He left a few experts behind to keep an eye on Lu Ming while he left the city with his men. After Ouyang Qingxiang and the rest left, Lu Ming leisurely cultivated in the city. Just a little more. Lu Ming muttered. His 9 heavenly Kunpeng technique was about to break through to the 5th level. As long as he broke through to the 5th level, in addition to the follow-up move he had prepared, he was confident that he could shake off those people who were watching him and leave the city. Tianhong, floating light, Lu Ming, will make you regret this sooner or later. A cold glint flashed across Lu Ming's eyes. He then returned to the stone house to continue cultivating. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. It's done. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. After a few months of cultivation, Lu Ming's 9 heavenly Kunpeng technique had finally reached the 5th level. His speed had increased greatly. It's time to leave. Lu Ming left the stone house and flew toward the city gate. Lu Ming is leaving. Follow him. When he leaves the city, well, kill him. The moment Lu Ming moved, the people left behind by the Tianhong Saint Sun and the transient light Saint Sun immediately caught wind of the news. Each of them had cold, killing intent in their eyes as they followed Lu Ming from a distance. Lu Ming did not hesitate when he arrived at the city's gate. He dashed out immediately and cast the 9 heavenly Kunpeng technique, charging into the vast forest ahead. What dense divine qi, what an ancient aura. As soon as he entered the forest, he was immediately hit by a primitive and ancient aura. Moreover, the trees in the forest were particularly tall. Giant trees that were dozens of meters in diameter, hundreds of meters in diameter, and thousands of meters in height could be seen everywhere, giving one a feeling of returning to the prehistoric times. Chase. The experts left behind by the Tianhong Saint Sun and the Sacred Sun of Reflection were all middle-aged men or white-haired elders. They were all powerful sky celestial realm experts. As soon as they rushed out of the city gate, they quickly chased after Lu Ming. A few old fellows, a cold glint flashed in Lu Ming's eyes as he increased his speed. Like a ROC, he flew across the sky at an astonishing speed. However, the ones chasing after him were all celestial gods. There were even second-level celestial gods. Their cultivation levels were much higher than Lu Ming's and their speed was too fast. The distance between them and Lu Ming was constantly closing. Lu Ming, you can't escape. Die. An old man coldly shouted. Is that so? Lu Ming sneered. However, he had no intention of stopping the battle. The people left behind by the Tianhong Saint Sun and the transient light Saint Sun were all shockingly powerful. None of them were weaker than Lu Feiyun, and some of them were even more powerful than him. Even if Qiuqiu broke through to 9th stage True God now, if they stopped to fight, it would only be a road to death. Lu Ming's palm glowed and a black jade talisman appeared in his hand. He squeezed hard and the jade talisman exploded. A surge of energy wrapped around Lu Ming. A strange scene appeared. Lu Ming's body split into 2, then into 4, then into 8. In the end, it split into a total of 32 figures. The 32 Lu Ming silhouettes had the exact same aura. They flew in different directions at high speed. This was Lu Ming's next move. The jade talisman was a kind of jade talisman that Lu Ming had refined after consulting the bone demon. It was very effective in escaping at critical moments. However, the materials to refine such a jade talisman were too difficult to find. Lu Ming had searched the entire Kongxian sect and could only find the materials to refine one piece. 32 figures with the exact same aura appeared all of a sudden. Those who were chasing Lu Ming were instantly dumbfounded. What's going on? Damn, it's split up and chase? Someone roared. They had no choice but to split up and pursue. However, in the end, they discovered that what they were chasing were all fake. After a period of time, they had all turned into energy and dissipated. Lu Ming's real body had long disappeared. Damn it! The people left behind by the Tianhong Saint Sun and the sacred Sun of Reflection gathered together again. They look terrible. Continue searching. I don't believe that he can escape to the sky. An elder bellowed and planned to continue the search. They had so many experts, but they let Lu Ming escape right under their noses. It would be difficult to explain to the two saint children when they asked. Chapter 2814 Demon Lu Ming shook off his pursuers and went deep into the forest. This world is truly wonderful. After shaking off those people, Lu Ming slowed down and sized up his surroundings. This world was full of vitality, ancient trees reached the sky, and all kinds of plants were lush and full of powerful spirituality. Any one of these plants would be an emperor's medicine in the heaven realm and the primordial realm. However, they were not of much use to Lu Ming. Lu Ming spread out his spiritual sense. He was looking for those precious natural treasures. That is, dragon ginseng. Lu Ming's eyes lit up after traveling for a while. He saw a dragon ginseng, but the pillar dragon ginseng was too big, which surprised him. As the name suggested, the average dragon ginseng was as long and thin as a dragon's beard. It was a rare divine medicine that could be used to refine divine pills that could increase the cultivation of heavenly gods. It was very precious. However, the dragon ginseng in front of him was as thick as Lu Ming's arm. It was dozens of times thicker than the average dragon ginseng. Such a huge dragon ginseng, huh? Lu Ming was overjoyed. Brat, this kind of divine medicine contains a strong qi of desolation. It's not easy to refine it. In his sea of consciousness, the voice of the quantity formula sounded. Desolation qi? Lu Ming was puzzled. That's right. This world is very ancient and undeveloped. That's why there's primal qi in it. These divine herbs all contain primal qi. It's difficult for ordinary people to refine them. Only by refining the primal qi inside can they absorb the energy inside the divine herbs. The quantity formula explained. Lu Ming nodded. It seemed that although the effects of the divine medicine here were very strong, it was still more difficult to refine it directly. The best choice was to bring it out and let the alchemist refine it into divine pills. But little brat, you have me, so you don't have to worry about this. Give me this dragon ginseng, I can help you refine it into pure energy for you to absorb. The quantity formula said proudly. Hey, you said you'd refine the ancient god flower's energy and give it to me last time. It's been decades and you still haven't refined it? Lu Ming asked. What do you know? How could the energy of so many ancient god flowers be so easily refined? But don't worry, it'll be done soon. In a few months at most, you'll be able to refine it completely. At that time, your cultivation will be able to improve even further. The quantity formula shouted. It's true. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Nonsense, of course it's true. I wouldn't lie. The quantity formula called out. Ah, good, good, I'll give you this dragon ginseng. Lu Ming smiled. Then, a measure character emerged between Lu Ming's brows. A devouring force enveloped the dragon-bearded ginseng. The ginseng turned into a ray of light and flew into the measure character. Then, the measure character hid itself in Lu Ming's sea of consciousness. Lu Ming continued to move forward. Following that, Lu Ming came across a few more kinds of heavenly and earthly treasures. They were all divine medicines that were rare in the outside world and had amazing medicinal effects. He would definitely be able to sell them for a good price if he brought them out. No wonder so many people had entered this world. Lu Ming, who was moving forward, suddenly stopped. He frowned and a long spear appeared in his hand. Because at this moment he felt a sudden sense of danger. A terrifying whistling sound came from his right. An extremely sharp force tore at Lu Ming. Buzz. Without thinking, Lu Ming fired a shot to the right. Clang. Lu Ming's long spear seemed to have hit a piece of metal. Then, Lu Ming saw a black shadow being sent flying. Bang. The black shadow crashed heavily into an ancient tree dozens of meters in diameter, causing the tree to explode. Demon. Lu Ming's eyes flickered when he saw the appearance of the black shadow. It was a wolf that had attacked him. This wolf was more than 3 meters tall. Its entire body was pitch black, and it was no different from any other demonic beast or desolate beast. However, there was no demonic chi on this wolf's body. Instead, it exuded a strong demonic chi. Its eyes were blood red and full of killing intent. The demonic wolf's body contains a powerful demonic chi. No wonder it's called a demonic devil. Lu Ming was amazed. It was like a demon but not a demon, like a devil but not a devil, it was a devil. The wolf-shaped fiend howled. Its baleful aura grew stronger as it glared at Lu Ming. Roar. Following that, howls and roars rang out continuously. In the forest, black shadows flickered. At least a few dozen wolf-shaped demons appeared from the branches of the surrounding ancient trees. They glared at Lu Ming with murderous intent. Why am I so unlucky? Lu Ming was speechless. It seemed that he had encountered a wolf's den roar. Roar. Howls were heard as dozens of wolf-shaped fiendish demons turned into streaks of black light and charged at Lu Ming. The wolf-shaped demonic demon swiped with its sharp claws, letting out a terrifying howl. Its sharp claws were like knives as it clawed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming's long spear shook and rays of spear light burst out. Instantly, the sound of metal clashing rang out. Dozens of wolf-shaped demons were sent flying by him. This demon has such a strong attack. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. Although he did not care about the strength of these demons, their attack power still surprised him. The demonic chi around these demons had a strong destructive power. Compared to the same level of demons and warriors from the outside world, demons were definitely stronger. After dozens of demons were sent flying, they did not retreat. Instead, they roared and charged at Lu Ming. They'll send you on your way. Lu Ming was filled with killing intent and increased his strength. Instantly, dozens of sharp spear lights shot out and pierced through the demons' necks, killing them. Lu Ming left the place immediately after killing the demons. After a few days, Lu Ming walked out of the forest and came to an even more vast mountain range. In this mountain range, they would occasionally encounter demons. These demons looked no different from the demonic beasts and desolate beasts they had encountered before. However, their bodies were filled with terrifying demonic chi. Each of them had terrifying combat strength. But correspondingly, the number of natural treasures in this mountain range had also increased. Other than the godly medicine, there were also many refining materials and even some precious metals. Most of those precious metals had entered Qiuqiu's stomach and were eaten by it. As for those divine herbs, most of them had been swallowed by the quantity formula. Lu Ming was somewhat speechless. Most of the divine herbs and metals that he had obtained had entered the quantity formula and Qiuqiu's stomach. There were very few that had entered his pocket. Lu Ming could only hope that these two guys would surprise him. Just like that, Lu Ming trained and killed in the desolate mountains for a few months. The deeper he went, the stronger the demons he encountered. They would often encounter 8th and 9th stage true God realm demons and even celestial God realm demons. Whenever he encountered a heavenly God level demon, Lu Ming would always take a detour. Even with Qiuqiu's help, he did not have much confidence in dealing with a heavenly God level demon. A bunch of toads on this day, Lu Ming came to the vicinity of a huge mountain peak. After arriving, Qiuqiu became excited. Its big mouth was gnawing and its eyes were shining as it stared at a cave at the foot of the mountain. Qiuqiu, could there be a treasure in this cave? Lu Ming's heart stirred as he asked. That's right. I can feel that there's a type of metal in this cave. It's a very precious metal. If I eat it, it'll definitely help me evolve and break through to the heavenly God realm. Qiuqiu responded with its spiritual will. He can break through to the heavenly God realm? Lu Ming's eyes lit up. With Qiuqiu's strength, if it could break through to the celestial deity realm, its combat strength would definitely be extremely terrifying and would be a great help to him. If he ran into the Tianhong Saint's Sun and the sacred Sun of Reflection subordinates, he wouldn't have to be afraid anymore. Kid, I can feel that there are many powerful demons living in this cave. The Bone Devil's voice sounded. Senior Bone Demon, can you sense the strength of the demon in this cave? Lu Ming asked. The strongest one is only at the first level heavenly deity realm. There's only one. The rest are all below the heavenly deity realm. Bone said, there's only one first level heavenly God realm demon. They'll go all out. Lu Ming revealed a determined look. Qiuqiu, get ready for battle. Lu Ming continued to play the ball. Then, he started to activate the battle formula. After more than 20 years of cultivation, Lu Ming's understanding of the battle character formula had deepened. The success rate of triggering the fourfold combat strength had also increased significantly. He would succeed once out of more than 10 times. After more than 10 times of triggering, Lu Ming successfully triggered the quadruple combat strength and raised his status to the maximum. He then carefully approached the cave. When Lu Ming was near the cave, a red light suddenly shot out from the cave and pierced between Lu Ming's eyebrows. Before it reached him, a foul smell had already hit his face. A tongue. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He could see clearly that the red light was actually an animal's tongue. Buzz. Lu Ming shook the long spear and it struck the tongue hard. However, when the long spear hit the tongue, there was no force at all. The tongue was soft and easily deflected the force of the long spear. It turned and stabbed toward Lu Ming again. Small tricks. Lu Ming's eyes turned cold. He put away the spear and covered his palm with divine power. He grabbed the scarlet tongue and then burst out with the ultimate cold divine power, pouring it into the tongue. Instantly, the tongue was frozen into a popsicle. Lu Ming swung his arm and the popsicle broke into dozens of pieces. Immediately, a loud cry came from the cave, shaking the ground. Then, a huge creature the size of a small mountain rushed out of the cave. It really is a toad. Lu Ming muttered. The huge creature that charged out was a huge toad. Its entire body was pitch black and it was also filled with thick demonic qi. It glared at Lu Ming with a venomous look. This toad had a cultivation of about 9th stage true God. Following that, there were cries continuously coming out from the cave, and black shadows jumped out one after another. They were all toads, and in a few moments, more than a dozen of them jumped out. They were all at the 8th or 9th stage of true God. Kill! Lu Ming charged forward. This time, he did not take out a long spear. Instead, he took out a combat sword. Moon slaying. Lu Ming used the moon slash at a toad. The toad cried out and opened its mouth. Rays of pitch-black light burst out like blades, slashing at Lu Ming. Clang, clang. The combat sword kept clashing with the light, causing a violent explosion. What powerful strength! Lu Ming's gaze was a little solemn. This stage 9 real god toad was astonishingly powerful. Its fighting power was not any weaker than Long Xian, who was ranked 6th on the real god ranking list. However, Lu Ming's current abilities had also improved since his battle with Long Xian. Moon slaying. Lu Ming pushed the 3 apocalyptic strikes to the extreme. The crescent-shaped sword radiance kept slashing out. At the same time, Lu Ming cast the ice chains. 9 ice chains flew out and wrapped around the toad. Lu Ming slashed the toad in half with his sword. On the other side, Qiuqiu was showing off its might. When it was at the 8th stage True God realm, its abilities were already very shocking and could crush Lu Ming. Now that it had broken through to the 9th stage True God realm, its abilities were even stronger. Its 2 arms turned into 2 sabers and kept slashing. Every time he slashed out, a toad would be killed. Lu Ming had only killed 1, but Qiuqiu had already killed 6. By the time Lu Ming killed the second toad, Qiuqiu had already killed all the other toads. Amazing! Lu Ming smiled and looked at Qiuqiu. He could not help but look forward to how strong Qiuqiu's combat power would be after it broke through to the heavenly god level. With a flash, Lu Ming and Qiuqiu rushed into the cave. The cave was huge and there were many different passages. This way, Qiuqiu took the lead and flew toward a passage, followed by Lu Ming. Along the way, toads would jump out from time to time, but they were all killed by Qiuqiu's blade. Very soon, Lu Ming and the group had traveled a few hundred miles and bypassed many winding passages. Finally, they came to a huge underground cave. This underground cave was fiery red because the walls were embedded with pieces of fiery red gemstones that emitted red light. At the very top of the cave, there was a piece of crimson metal the size of a human head. It was embedded in the wall and emitted powerful energy fluctuations. "It's that piece of metal, it's that piece of metal," Qiuqiu's voice rang in Lu Ming's mind. It then opened its mouth wide and pounced on the piece of metal. Right at this moment, a few loud shouts rang out, causing the underground cave to shake continuously. A black shadow pounced towards Qiuqiu at an extremely fast speed. "Qiuqiu, be careful," Lu Ming reminded loudly. At the same time, he dashed toward the black shadow. A scarlet tongue lashed out at Qiuqiu like a soft whip. Qiuqiu was caught off guard and was directly whipped. Bang! Qiuqiu was sent flying like a cannonball. It crashed into the wall and created a huge pit. Moon slaying. Lu Ming had already arrived. He cast moon slashing and slashed at the scarlet tongue. However, the tongue flicked and a terrifying force exploded. Lu Ming's body trembled and he could not help but fly backward. What powerful strength! Lu Ming's gaze was solemn. In front of them, a huge toad appeared. This toad was 2 to 3 times bigger than the ones they had encountered before. Its body was filled with dense demonic qi, and its aura was shocking. Heavenly God realm. This toad was a heavenly god. It should be the first-level heavenly god that Bone Demon sensed. Finishing off the Toad King Bang. Shattered rocks flew everywhere and Qiuqiu flew back to Lu Ming's side. It shook its body and was fine. The heavenly god-level toad's eyes were filled with fierceness as it glared at Lu Ming and Qiuqiu. Then, with a spring of its legs, its huge body pounced toward Lu Ming and Qiuqiu at an astonishing speed. It opened its mouth and its scarlet tongue was like a sharp sword light, piercing toward Lu Ming. At the same time, beams of black light burst out and rushed toward Qiuqiu. Ice chains. Lu Ming did not dare to be careless in the face of the heavenly god-level toad. 9 ice chains flew out and wrapped around the toad. At the same time, he activated the 9 layers of crimson gold armor to protect his body and displayed the 9 heavenly Kuan-Pring technique. In a flash, he charged toward the toad, and a crescent-shaped sword light slashed toward the toad. However, Lu Ming had still underestimated this toad. The toad's tongue was like an unparalleled sword. With a swing, it struck the ice chains. The ice chains trembled violently and then broke apart one by one. Then, it continued to attack Lu Ming with its tongue. Bang! Lu Ming's combat sword struck the toad's tongue. It was as if he had struck leather. It did not break through the toad's defense. A powerful force burst forth from the tongue, traveling along the combat sword and hitting Lu Ming. Lu Ming's body was sent flying and he crashed into the wall at the side. Lu Ming felt the blood in his body churning and he coughed out a mouthful of blood. What powerful strength! Lu Ming was secretly shocked. The strength of this toad was even more powerful than that of Lu Feiyun. They were both first-level celestial deities, but Lu Feiyun's strength was definitely not a match for this toad. Boom, boom. Qiu brandished its two battle sabers and collided with the black light emitted by the toad. For a moment, it managed to withstand the attack. Again! Lu Ming moved and charged at the toad again. From the quantity formula, a steady stream of divine power gushed into Lu Ming's body, keeping his divine power full. The 9 ice chains formed once again. At the same time, a dragon's roar was heard. A huge 9-clawed divine dragon appeared above Lu Ming's head. Lu Ming used the divine dragon materialization technique for the first time against his enemy. The 9-clawed divine dragon pounced toward the toad. The 9 dragon claws stepped out one after another and turned toward the toad. Bang! Bang! The toad's tongue kept clashing with the dragon's claws. The 9-clawed divine dragon's huge body trembled, but it did not shatter. I blocked it. Lu Ming was elated. The power of the divine dragon materialization art was indeed shocking, especially the 9-clawed divine dragon phenomenon that Lu Ming had condensed. It was even more powerful and had become his strongest killing move. Qiu used lightning. Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to Qiu. He had used all his means to kill the toad. Zzz. On Qiu's body, lightning pervaded and then converged into a thick bolt of lightning that shot towards the toad. It pierced through the light that was emitted by the other party in an instant and bombarded the toad. The toad was struck by the lightning, and its body immediately stiffened. The fragrance of roasted meat also spread out. After Qiu's cultivation broke through to the 9th stage True God realm, the power of that lightning was even stronger. How could Lu Ming miss such an opportunity? He immediately controlled the 9 ice chains and wrapped them around the toad. A terrifying chill surged into the toad's body, trying to freeze it. The 9-clawed divine dragon roared as it took a few steps forward with its claws aimed at the toad. At the same time, Lu Ming swung his sword at the toad. At the critical moment, the toad mustered all its remaining strength. A black demonic chi shot out in all directions like a shock wave. In an instant, the ice chains bounced off and it hit Lu Ming and the 9-clawed divine dragon. The 9-clawed divine dragon phenomenon shook violently, and its body emitted a blinding light. Then, it began to explode inch by inch. Lu Ming was sent flying, and his 9-layer crimson gold armor was covered in cracks. However, this was the toad's desperate move. After using it, his aura became much weaker, and the demonic chi protecting his body became much thinner. Qiu seized the opportunity and another bolt of lightning struck down. This time, the toad was sent flying by the lightning. Its round body rolled on the ground, and its body was charred black. Qiu seized the opportunity and charged forward. With a slash of its blade, half of the toad's body was chopped off with a pft sound, and blood flowed all over the ground. Even so, the toad was still alive and was struggling to escape. "Don't even think about escaping, go!" Lu Ming shouted. The 9 ice chains formed again and were thousands of meters long, binding the toad. The toad was already heavily injured. This time, it could no longer jump out of the ice chains. Its body was covered in a layer of ice. Qiu charged forward and slashed down twice, killing the toad completely. Lu Ming heaved a long sigh of relief. He had finally killed the toad. The heavenly god toad was even stronger than Lu Feiyun. It was indeed hard to kill. Lu Ming and Qiu cooperated with each other and used all their means. They had a good grasp of the timing to kill the toad. If the timing was not right, they would not be able to kill the toad even if they joined forces. "My cultivation is still too low," Lu Ming sighed. His various divine skills and secret skills were very powerful, but his cultivation was low, so he could not exert too much power. In fact, the main reason was that Lu Ming's opponents were too powerful. If he was facing someone of the same level or a few levels higher than him, Lu Ming could easily kill them in seconds. Lu Ming, who was only at the 3rd stage of True God realm, was too far away from a heavenly god powerhouse. If it were any other 3rd stage True God against a heavenly god, he would most likely be slapped to death. After the toad was killed, the cave became quiet. This cave seemed to be the cave of the Toad King, and the other toads didn't dare to enter. Chiu-Chiu's eyes were burning as it stared at the piece of metal. It immediately rushed up and opened its mouth to take a big bite. Giggle giggle. Sparks flew in all directions. That piece of metal was bitten off piece by Chiu-Chiu, and it swallowed it. Not long after, the entire piece of metal had been completely eaten by Chiu-Chiu. I'm going to evolve. Chiu-Chiu turned into a metal ball and fell to the ground, unmoving. Lu Ming sat cross-legged not far away from Chiu-Chiu and channeled his energy to heal his injuries. In the battle just now, he had been seriously injured. After his injuries had healed, Lu Ming began to cultivate in the cave. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed, and Chiu-Chiu was still in the process of evolving. It was obvious that the piece of metal was not that easy to refine. Lu Ming, I've finally refined the ancient god flower's energy. Do you need it now? If you do, I'll transfer it to you immediately. The voice of the quantity formula sounded. All right, pass it to me. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. After decades of polishing and cultivating, Lu Ming's foundation had long been extremely stable. Now was the perfect time to break through. Chapter 2816 Great Improvement. Pay attention. The measure formula reminded him. Then, it shone brightly and waves of extremely pure energy surged into Lu Ming's body from the measure formula. Lu Ming circulated the universe myriad Tao mantra at full force to refine the waves of energy. The energy refined by the quantity formula was too pure. He only needed to refine it casually and it would be completely transformed into Lu Ming's divine power. The 6 divine flames in his dantian continued to grow. Originally, the 6th divine fire, a divine fire condensed by the mysterious divine power, was not particularly strong and had not reached the level of the other divine fires. But now, this divine fire was also growing rapidly and catching up with the other divine fires at an amazing speed. When the mysterious divine fire caught up with the other divine fires, a loud boom came from Lu Ming's body. The 6 divine fires burned fiercely and doubled in size in an instant. The divine power in Lu Ming's body also increased rapidly. 4th stage True God Realm. Lu Ming's cultivation had broken through to the 4th stage True God Realm, but it did not stop. His cultivation was still increasing rapidly. Back then, the descendants of the ancient gods had planted too many ancient god flowers and absorbed the flesh and blood of many experts. The energy contained in them was extremely rich. Back then, most of the energy had been used to condense the ancient god's heart. However, the remaining energy in the quantity formula was still extremely strong. Lu Ming's cultivation was rapidly charging towards the peak of the 4th stage of True God Realm. Not long after, he reached the peak of the 4th stage of True God Realm and started to charge towards the 5th stage of True God Realm. Boom! Not long after, there was another roar in Lu Ming's body. He had broken through to the 5th stage of True God. It was only when he broke through to the 5th stage True God Realm that the energy that surged out from the quantity formula was completely refined by Lu Ming. Cool, this is too cool. Feeling the surging divine power in his body, Lu Ming's eyes lit up and he was filled with confidence. Lu Ming's cultivation had broken through 2 levels in a row, and his abilities had skyrocketed. One must know that secret skills would improve with the breakthrough of cultivation. Moreover, the mysterious divine power had also reached the level of other divine powers. The strength of Lu Ming's divine power had reached an astonishing level, far beyond that of martial cultivators of the same level. With my current strength, I can kill that Toad King even if I'm alone. Lu Ming muttered. He was indeed confident. With his current strength, he was completely unafraid of ordinary first-level heavenly gods. He could completely kill them. Buzz. At the same time, a powerful energy fluctuation was also transmitted from Chiu-Chiu's side. Chiu-Chiu was about to begin its evolution and break through to the heavenly god realm. Chiu-Chiu's body was filled with a blinding radiance. Tiny bolts of lightning covered its entire body like tiny snakes that slithered around. Boom! The aura on Chiu-Chiu's body suddenly skyrocketed, as if it had broken through a limit and pierced through the clouds. The powerful pressure spread out. Heavenly God realm. This was the pressure of a heavenly god. Chiyo had successfully broken through to the heavenly god level. It took a long time before the aura on Chiyo's body finally stabilized and was completely concealed. Buzz. Chiyo rushed in front of Lu Ming and spun around. It shouted, "Lu Ming, do you want to have a competition?" "No." Lu Ming shook his head firmly. Chiyo had reached the heavenly god level and its combat strength must have increased tremendously. He had suffered a loss when he fought Chiyo previously. Only a fool would suffer a second loss. "Haha, you don't dare to compete with me, do you?" Chiyo was very pleased with itself. It turned its round body around Lu Ming and after a long while, it turned into a bangle and put it on Lu Ming's hand. Lu Ming then followed the original path and walked outside. After walking for a while, a toad appeared in front of Lu Ming and stared at him fiercely. Lu Ming could tell that this toad had the cultivation of the 9th tier true god realm. "I'll use you to test my strength." Lu Ming muttered and activated the double combat power of the battle character formula. He struck out with his palm. At the same time, the toad also launched an attack. However, given Lu Ming's current strength, his palm force whistled like the sea and destroyed the toad's attack like a piece of rotten wood. Then, it bombarded the toad's body. In an instant, Lu Ming activated the divine force of absolute frost. A layer of ice crystals immediately appeared on the toad's body, completely sealing it in ice. Then, Lu Ming's palm force shook and the toad's body shattered into pieces like a piece of ice. With one palm, a powerful true god 9th stage toad was killed by Lu Ming in seconds. With Lu Ming's current abilities, he could be said to be invincible among true god-level powerhouses. Unless he encountered a peerless genius who also controlled divine-grade divine power and had terrifying secret skills, a true god would definitely be killed in seconds when facing Lu Ming. Lu Ming was very satisfied with his own strength. He moved and rushed outside. Along the way, they encountered toads from time to time, but they were all killed by Lu Ming in seconds. Not long after, Lu Ming came out of the toad's nest. However, Lu Ming had no intention of returning to the base to rest. He was full of divine power and was not injured. Moreover, his abilities had improved greatly. There was no need for him to return to the base to rest. It would be best for him to train in the Savage Mountains and obtain natural treasures. In the next few days, Lu Ming had been training in the Desolate Mountains and had obtained more natural treasures. However, Lu Ming did not let the quantity formula consume all the divine medicine. He kept some of the divine medicine that was rarely seen in the outside world. These godly medicines were not only valuable outside, but they might also be useful in the future. "Lu Ming, someone's approaching you at high speed. It's the people who tried to kill you last time." Suddenly, Bone's voice echoed. "These people are really persistent. Alright, I'll play with you guys this time." A cold glint flashed in Lu Ming's eyes. He didn't leave, but stayed and waited. Now, his cultivation base had improved greatly, and Chiyo had broken through to Heavenly God, so he was very confident. Buzz. Whoosh. In just a few breaths, there was a loud sound of air being torn in the distance. 7 to 8 figures appeared and charged at Lu Ming at an alarming speed. "This kid is here, as expected. Surround him, don't let him escape." The moment these people saw Lu Ming, their eyes lit up and they sped up. Their figures flashed and they surrounded Lu Ming from all directions. There were a total of 8 people. They were the people the Tianhong Saint's son and the Transient Light Saint's son had left behind to pursue Lu Ming. They had not given up and had been wandering around the area for the past few months. Unexpectedly, they had run into Lu Ming. The 8 of them surrounded Lu Ming. Their powerful auras filled the air and sealed off all directions, afraid that Lu Ming would escape again. "What are you doing? All of you look so ferocious. Why aren't you kowtowing to me?" Lu Ming said casually. "Haha." The 8 of them laughed. One of them laughed and said, "Holy Son? You're on the verge of death and you still want to show off? Lu Ming, today is the day you die." "My death? Do you think you can kill me with your pathetic abilities?" Lu Ming said in disdain. Chapter 2818 All-Out Slaughter. Lu Ming's disdainful voice was heard. Now, he had a rough idea of these people's cultivation. He was completely at ease and did not feel any pressure at all. These 8 people were all at the heavenly god realm. 4 first-level heavenly deities, 3 second-level heavenly deities, and 1 third-level heavenly deity. Given Lu Ming's abilities, it would be difficult for him to fight against a second-level celestial deity. At most, he could only protect himself. However, Lu Ming had Qiuqiu. When Qiuqiu was at the true god level, it could definitely fight a weaker heavenly god with its full power. One had to know that there was a huge gap between true gods and heavenly gods. Now that Qiuqiu had broken through to heavenly god, its combat strength had skyrocketed by who knew how much. Crossing 2 levels and killing a 3rd-level heavenly god was absolutely no problem. Therefore, Lu Ming did not think much of these people. "You're really arrogant. Then let me see if you have the right to be arrogant." A middle-aged burly man stepped forward. His powerful aura pressed down on Lu Ming like a mountain, but Lu Ming did not move an inch. "Kill!" The burly man roared. A battle axe appeared in his hand and he swung it at Lu Ming. This burly man had a first-tier celestial god cultivation. Although he looked down on Lu Ming verbally, he did not look down on him at all when he attacked. He used his full strength the moment he attacked. After all, back then, Lu Ming and Qiuqiu had joined forces to defeat Lu Feiyun. Although this burly man was slightly stronger than Lu Feiyun, he was not that much stronger. The others did not make a move. Instead, they guarded the surroundings, afraid that Lu Ming would take the opportunity to escape. Buzz! A long spear appeared in Lu Ming's hands. The long spear vibrated and he thrust it forward. The 3 apocalyptic strikes, sky-breaking. Moreover, the moment he attacked, Lu Ming triggered the tripled combat power of the battle formula. Clang! The spear and the battle axe collided with a loud boom. The ground under their feet cracked and spread in all directions. Then, a figure retreated rapidly. It was the middle-aged man. How is that possible? On the side, the other 7 people's hearts were beating wildly. They simply couldn't believe their eyes. Lu Ming actually had the upper hand in the head-on collision with the middle-aged man. They could see very clearly that this time, Lu Ming did not rely on any external help. He was completely relying on his own abilities. However, Lu Ming was only a true god. How could he be so powerful? How is that possible? The middle-aged man couldn't believe it himself and was a little dumbfounded. 3 apocalyptic strikes, moon-cutting. Lu Ming let out a long howl and pounced on the middle-aged man like a gust of wind. He executed the second move of the 3 apocalyptic strikes, moon-cutting. "Not good, be careful." An old man beside him shouted to warn him, but it was too late. Whoosh, whoosh. The moment Lu Ming charged out, 9 ice chains flew out of his body like 9 bolts of lightning. They arrived first and wrapped around the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man was a little dumbfounded after being forced back by Lu Ming with 1 move. In a battle between experts, a single mistake could be fatal. At this moment he wanted to dodge, but it was too late. His body was bound by 9 ice chains. "Open it!" The middle-aged man roared and tried to use his divine power to jump away from the ice chains. However, Lu Ming's cultivation level had improved greatly and the power of the ice shackles had also increased by a large margin. He could not jump away at all for the time being. Lu Ming had already arrived. "No!" The middle-aged man let out a desperate roar. Then, a crescent-shaped spear light flashed and the middle-aged man was directly cut in half, dying on the spot. In an instant, Lu Ming had killed a first-level celestial deity. Lu Ming's current strength was enough to kill the Toad King, but the middle-aged man's strength was not as strong as the Toad King's. Moreover, he had underestimated Lu Ming's strength. After being pushed back by Lu Ming, he was momentarily dazed, which was why he was killed by Lu Ming's lightning-fast attack. All of this happened too quickly. It was so fast that the other 7 didn't even have time to save him. This kid. The other 7 people looked at Lu Ming with deep shock in their eyes. Lu Ming's speed of improvement was too fast. Now, he could actually kill a divine realm expert. If this continued, it was a sure thing that he would catch up or even surpass the other holy sons. Everyone, we can't let this man live. Let's attack together. No matter what, we must kill him. At the scene, the only third-level heavenly deity old man spoke with a grave expression. Although he was 100% confident that he could kill Lu Ming as long as he made a move, he still invited the others to join him as he was afraid that Lu Ming would run away again. Let's attack together. The others nodded, and divine power of all colors exploded. If you want to kill me together, I'll kill you first. Killing intent flashed in Lu Ming's eyes. He took heavy steps and his figure actually rushed towards the third-level celestial deity elder, punching him. Courting death. The old man did not expect Lu Ming to attack him. Although Lu Ming was powerful, he was still a far cry from him. He would be courting death if he was the first one to rush at him. Therefore, he was distracted for a moment and used a defensive divine skill as a defense. Then, a sword light burst out from his palm and slashed toward Lu Ming. Zzzzzzz. Lu Ming's wrist was flashing with lightning. The reason why Lu Ming was the first to attack the third-level celestial deity was naturally not because he wanted to rely on his own abilities but on Qiuqiu. Wisps of lightning appeared on the bangle that Qiuqiu had transformed into. As Lu Ming threw a punch, a bolt of lightning as thick as an arm shot toward the elder. Boom! The old man's sword light was instantly destroyed. The lightning didn't stop and continued to strike the other party. His opponent's defensive divine skill was like a piece of paper. It couldn't even withstand a single blow. The lightning struck his body, and the old man screamed. His body flew out and fell tens of thousands of meters away. His whole body twitched and was charred black. He was exhaling more than he was inhaling. The old man was on the verge of death in one move, and the remaining 6 people were almost scared to death. Qiuqiu kill. Lu Ming roared and waved his hand. Qiuqiu flew out directly towards a second-level celestial deity. As it flew out, Qiuqiu extended 2 tentacles and transformed them into 2 sabers, slashing out continuously. The man was shocked and quickly blocked it. However, when a second-level heavenly deity faced Qiuqiu, he could only be abused. The saber light slashed past, and that person was directly killed. Following that, Qiuqiu charged towards another second-level celestial deity. As for Lu Ming, he charged towards a first-tier celestial deity. The 9 ice chains quickly wrapped around the other party. Open it! The man's saber kept slashing out, and in an instant he had slashed out hundreds of times, trying to break the ice chains. The ice chains were agitated, and sparks flew in all directions. However, the shocking coldness of the ice chains also flowed through the saber and rushed to his whole body, making him feel cold as if he was going to be frozen. Moon Slaying. Lu Ming arrived and cast the Moon Slayer. This move was more powerful than the one Lu Ming had just cast. This was because Lu Ming had already triggered the 4-fold increase in combat power. Chapter 2818 Kill them all, you want to kill me? In your dreams. The other party roared and exerted all his strength. He slashed out with his saber and collided with Lu Ming's attack. The other party's body trembled violently, and he spat out a large mouthful of blood as his figure retreated. A 9-clawed divine dragon suddenly appeared above Lu Ming's head. It let out a long roar and pounced toward the other party. 9-clawed divine dragon. The saint's divine dragon materialization art. The other party let out an extremely frightened roar, and then his body was grabbed by the 9-clawed divine dragon, tearing him apart. There were a total of 8 people on the other side, and now, 4 had fallen, leaving only 4. 2 first-level heavenly deities and 2 second-level heavenly deities. While Qiuqiu already charged towards another second-level heavenly deity. Let's go! The remaining people were already scared out of their wits. They had no fighting power at all, so they turned around and ran. In that case, they were even less of a match for Lu Ming and the rest. Zzzzzzz. Qiuqiu executed that kind of lightning again. A bolt of lightning struck out and struck a second-level celestial deity expert to death. In the Kongxian sect, these people were all outer sect elders or inner sect deacons. They were usually high and mighty, but now they were falling one after another. Qiu continued to charge towards the last second-level celestial deity, while Lu Ming charged towards the last two first-level celestial deities. The divine dragon phenomenon let out a long roar and pounced towards an elder first-level celestial deity, while he himself charged towards another first-level celestial deity. Lu Ming were the outer sect elders of Kong Xian sect. You can't kill us. That's right. We're the Kong Xian sect's heroes. You'll be committing treason if you kill us. A few of the elders began to roar. To think that you've lived for so many years, yet you still say such words. Isn't it laughable? Lu Ming said coldly, his tone filled with mockery. Previously, they had been bent on killing Lu Ming. Now that they were about to be killed, they had to bring up their status as outer sect elders of Kong Xian sect in hopes that Lu Ming would let them off. Only a fool would let them go. This old man will fight you to the death. An elder roared angrily. He knew that Lu Ming would not let them off. He burned his divine power with all his might and charged at Lu Ming, wanting to take him down with him. However, a bolt of lightning struck down, and the old man's body froze in the air. He was struck into a pile of charcoal. It turned out that Qiu had already dealt with the last second-level heavenly deity and had returned to help Lu Ming. This way, there was only one last first-level celestial deity left. Ugh! The old man roared. He knew that he was going to die. He burned his divine power frantically and attacked Lu Ming. Qiu, leave this to me. Lu Ming kept hitting the ball and stopped it from shooting. He could use this person to train himself. Buzz! With a shake of the long spear, Lu Ming charged towards the person. This person had burned his divine power and his strength had increased by a large margin. He might have already surpassed the Toad King by a little. Lu Ming could use this as a practice. The 9 ice chains whistled, the 9-clawed divine dragon roared, and Lu Ming attacked himself. They kept attacking the other party. Even if the other party burned his divine power, he was still at a disadvantage. The two sides fought intensely, and in an instant, they had exchanged dozens of moves. The other party was pushed back by Lu Ming. He could not burn his divine power for long. As the other party's divine power was consumed, he was not Lu Ming's match. What a monster! The saint has offended such a person. If we can't kill him as soon as possible, he will die in his hands sooner or later. Forget it. At this moment, the old man sighed in his heart. Lu Ming's talent and combat strength had deeply shocked him. He could almost see the Tianhong saint's son dying at Lu Ming's hands in the near future. After exchanging a few more moves, the man's body was pierced by Lu Ming's spear and he died on the spot. The 8 experts sent by the Tianhong saint's son and the transient light saint's son to kill Lu Ming had all been killed. Including that third-level celestial deity existence, at this moment he was already completely devoid of life aura. Lu Ming kept all 8 of their storage rings. 8 heavenly god realm storage rings. This would be a huge harvest. After keeping it, Lu Ming left the place in a flash. In the following days, Lu Ming continued to venture deeper into the mountain range. He was getting further and further away from the base. The deeper they went, the stronger the demons and devils that appeared. They would encounter celestial deity-level demons from time to time. Under normal circumstances, Lu Ming would not allow Qiu to fight. He would fight the demons alone, train himself, and collect natural treasures at the same time. Just like that, Lu Ming wandered in the desolate mountains for half a year. Roar! Lu Ming and the 3 demons were engaged in a fierce battle in a mountain valley. These 3 fiendish demons were all at the first-level celestial deity realm. Furthermore, the strength of each of them was extremely shocking, not any weaker than the Toad King back then. The 3 of them joined hands and pounced with astonishing power. Lu Ming used all his means to fight the 3 demons. Ice chains, divine dragon dharma power, 3 world-destroying strikes, 9 heavenly Kuan Pring technique, 9 layers of crimson gold armor. Lu Ming used all his means and fought the 3 demons for hundreds of moves. Great, this is really great. The more he fought, the stronger Lu Ming's fighting spirit was. He felt that every cell in his body was jumping and it was extremely satisfying. After half a year of training, Lu Ming had made great progress in all aspects. All of his divine skills, such as the 3 apocalyptic strikes, the 9 heavenly Kuan Pring technique, and the 9-layer crimson gold armor, had all reached the peak of the 5th layer. This rate of improvement was extremely shocking. The further one cultivated a divine skill, the harder it was to improve. It would take a long time to move, especially since Lu Ming's cultivation was only at the 5th stage of True God Realm. Lu Ming was able to cultivate several types of divine skills to the peak of the 5th level in just half a year due to the continuous fierce battles. Especially the demons here, they were fierce and brutal, their strength was shocking, the effect of training would be even better. His comprehension of the battle formula had increased by 4 times, and his success rate had reached 1/10. Moreover, in the past 6 months, Lu Ming had obtained a lot of divine medicine. Most of them were given to the quantity formula to be devoured and refined. The energy that was refined was passed to Lu Ming. Now, Lu Ming's cultivation had reached the peak of the 5th stage True God Realm, and he was not far from the 6th stage True God Realm. This speed was no different from riding a rocket. Roar! Since the start of the battle, the 3-headed demon's energy had been severely depleted. It was starting to run out of energy and was slowly being suppressed by Lu Ming. The 3 demons started to retreat. In the end, they growled and actually turned to run. Want to leave? Chiu Chiu, I'll leave it to you. Lu Ming waved his hand and Chiu Chiu flew out. It opened its mouth and spat out 3 bolts of lightning, which struck the 3 demons and killed them. In the depths of the call, there was a stalk of glistening divine medicine. One look and one could tell that it was not an ordinary item. Lu Ming walked over and kept the divine medicine before leaving the place. After a few days, Lu Ming was wandering in a forest. Buzz. Suddenly, a group of people flew over the forest. Treasure trove. A group of people flew over Lu Ming's head, exuding a powerful pressure. All of them were at the celestial realm. So many experts. They're from the indestructible sword sect. Lu Ming's gaze flickered. There were middle-aged, old, and even young people in this group. Each of them carried a sword on their back. One look at their attire and Lu Ming knew that they were from the indestructible sword sect, one of the 3 overlords. These people had also noticed Lu Ming, but they only cast him a cold glance before ignoring him and flying in one direction, as if they had something important to do. Lu Ming did not think too much about it. He continued to wander in the forest in search of natural treasures. However, not long after, someone flew past Lu Ming's head. This time, there were fewer people, only 4. They are from the unique Devil Academy. Lu Ming's eyes flickered when he saw the 4 people's attire. Wait a moment. The 4 of them had already flown past when an old man suddenly called out and the 4 of them stopped. The old man's gaze shifted to Lu Ming. So it's this kid. That Lu Ming who got first place in the 13 clans assessment. This kid actually managed to come here. The old man was astonished to see Lu Ming. He had seen Lu Ming before. Lu Ming had won first place in the 13 clans assessment. He had even invited Lu Ming to join the unique Demon Academy, but Lu Ming had rejected him. He had a deep impression of Lu Ming, so he had recognized Lu Ming with a quick glance. Elder Hong, you know this kid? A young man among the 4 asked. I've seen this kid before. He got first place in the 13 clans assessment. This kid can actually run here. Wait a minute, this kid's cultivation has already reached stage 5 True God. How is this possible? Old man Hong's eyes widened in shock when he saw Lu Ming's cultivation level. He remembered very clearly that Lu Ming had not even reached virtual god level during the 13 clans assessment. He was only a demigod. Now, less than 100 years had passed and Lu Ming had actually cultivated to the 5th stage of True God Realm. What kind of cultivation speed was this? The old man surnamed Hong's heart was in turmoil. It hasn't even been 100 years since the first place of the last 13 clans assessment. In less than 100 years, his cultivation has risen to stage 5 True God. Then, how strong was his cultivation at that time? Another person asked. Demigod. The old man surnamed Hong said. Demigod? What? Demigod? The other 3 were completely stunned. Then cold killing intent filled their eyes. Such a talented person, Yet he was not a member of their unique demon academy, so he should be eliminated. I'm going to kill him, the young man said coldly. He took a step forward and rushed toward Lu Ming, then he pressed his palm down. This young man was also a heaven's favorite in the unique demon academy. At such a young age, he already had the cultivation of a first-level heavenly deity and was not any weaker than Lu Feiyun. The way he saw it, with his first-level celestial deity cultivation, dealing with a fifth-level true god person was still a matter of settling with one palm. You still want to kill me like this? Lu Ming's heart was burning with anger and was filled with murderous intent. He didn't even say a word, but the other party wanted to kill him. He was really overbearing. Since that was the case, Lu Ming's eyes were extremely cold. His figure soared into the sky, divine powers surging wildly. Divine dragon materialization art. Lu Ming immediately used his strongest killing move. A 9-clawed divine dragon emerged and roared as it pounced toward the other party. This is, sensing the terrifying aura of the 9-clawed divine dragon, the 4 people from the unique demon academy were all shocked.
What?
The 9-clawed divine dragon roared and rushed forward, completely crushing the young man's palm force. The dragon claw stepped out and grabbed the young man. That youth would never have expected that Lu Ming, a 5th-stage true god, could actually burst out with such a terrifying attack. It was too late to dodge. Kids, stop. Don't you dare. The others roared in anger and wanted to help, but it was too late. The young man was torn apart by the divine dragon phenomenon. You're looking for death. When the remaining 3 saw this scene, they all roared in anger, their eyes red. A first-level heavenly deity had died just like that. Their hearts ached so much that it was about to drip blood. The 3 of them charged at Lu Ming in a fit of rage, their powerful auras filling the air. One was at the first level of the celestial deity realm, one was at the second level of the celestial deity realm, and one was at the third level of the celestial deity realm. Brat, I'm going to grind your bones and scatter your ashes. The old man with the surname Hong bellowed. He had a third-level celestial deity cultivation base and exuded a terrifying killing intent as he charged towards Lu Ming. One of the reasons why he wanted to kill Lu Ming so badly was because Lu Ming had killed the young man. The biggest reason was that Lu Ming's combat strength had shocked him. Lu Ming's ability was too terrifying. He must be eliminated. Chiu Chiu. Lu Ming waved his hand and Chiu Chiu flew out. Get lost. The old man surnamed Hong didn't put Chiu Chiu in his eyes at all. He struck out with a move, wanting to send Chiu Chiu flying. However, a bolt of lightning shot out from Chiu Chiu's body and pierced through the old man's attack, landing on the old man surnamed Hong. The old man screamed as he was sent flying, smashing into a few ancient trees. He was already half dead. The other 2 were already dumbfounded. Buzz. Chiu Chiu's figure flashed and directly slashed out with a blade. That second-level celestial deity was killed by Chiu Chiu's blade, leaving only that first-level celestial deity. Don't kill me, don't kill me. That first-level heavenly deity burly man almost peed his pants in fear. He shouted out in fear, his body trembling non-stop. At this moment, Lu Ming was simply a demon in his eyes. Is it possible that I won't kill you? Lu Ming took a step forward. His cold, killing intent made the middle-aged man's body tremble even more. Don't kill me, don't kill me. As long as you don't kill me, I'll tell you a secret of a treasure. The middle-aged man shouted. The secret to the treasure? Lu Ming's eyes flashed. Seeing that Lu Ming was moved, the middle-aged man saw a chance to live. He was overjoyed and quickly shouted, That's right, we found a place that definitely has amazing treasures. As long as you let me go, I'll tell you the location of that place. You don't have the right to negotiate with me. Speak, or I'll kill you right now. Lu Ming said coldly. No, you must promise not to kill me. Otherwise, I will never tell you. I will die anyway. The middle-aged man gritted his teeth. Oh. Lu Ming rolled his eyes and nodded. All right, as long as what you said is true, I won't kill you. It's true. The middle-aged man's eyes lit up. Nonsense, of course it's true. Hurry up and tell me or I'll kill you right now. Lu Ming said coldly. All right, Alright, I'll tell you. The burly man immediately explained the geographical location. I've already told you. Can you let me go now? The middle-aged man looked at Lu Ming hopefully. Let you go? After I let you go, are you going to wait for reinforcements to come and kill me? Lu Ming sneered. Chapter 2820 Gathering of Various Sects. You just said you wouldn't kill me. Upon hearing Lu Ming's words, the middle-aged man looked terrified and screamed in horror. I said that I won't kill you myself, but I didn't say that I won't let others kill you. Chiu, kill him. Lu Ming waved his hand. I'll die. Horrible death. You broke your promise. The middle-aged man roared in anger, turned around and ran. However, he was only a first-level heavenly deity, so how could he be Chiu's match? Chiu caught up to him and killed him in a few moves. Then, Lu Ming went forward and completely dealt with the old man with the surname Hong. A treasure. Lu Ming muttered and revealed an interested expression. Since he had nothing to do, he might as well go and take a look. Immediately, Lu Ming flew to the location that the burly man told him. However, Lu Ming maintained his vigilance. He restrained his aura, slowed down, and headed in that direction. At this moment, in a place more than 100,000 miles away from Lu Ming, here, there was a dense forest with ancient trees that reached the sky. The strange thing was that there were no trees in the middle of the forest. From a distance, one could see some stone buildings. However, it was too far away and he couldn't see clearly. At this moment, a group of people were confronting each other on the outskirts of the forest. This group of people was divided into 4 groups. If other people were to see this, they would definitely be shocked. This was because these 4 groups of people all had shocking backgrounds. The Indestructible Sword Sect, the Yimo Academy, and the Boundless Holy Land. The last group was the Ice Soul Clan. Each force had a few hundred people present. Everyone, this place was first discovered by our unique Demon Academy. It should belong to our unique Demon Academy. What is the meaning of this? A purple-robed young man in the unique Demon Academy said coldly. This purple-robed young man was a powerful holy son of the unique Devil Academy. What a joke! You guys discovered it first, so it's yours? This is an ownerless item, so anyone who sees it will have a share, said a young man from the Eternal Sword Sect. This young man was a holy son of the Indestructible Sword Sect. His status and strength were not inferior to that of the purple-robed young man from the unique Demon Academy. That's right. Since you haven't obtained the unique Devil Academy, anyone can fight for the treasures inside. The Boundless Holy Land's Saint Child spoke coldly as he looked at the center of the forest with fiery eyes. They could clearly feel that the energy of the world was constantly gathering towards that area, as if something was constantly absorbing the essence of the world energy. There was definitely a treasure inside. The Ice Soul Clan did not say anything, but their attitude spoke for itself. The purple-robed young man and the others from the Winged Demon Academy looked terrible. They knew that it was impossible for the unique Devil Academy to monopolize this place. Then what are you going to do? The purple-robed youth said coldly. Simple. There are terrifying demons living in this forest. It won't be easy to pass through. Well, rely on our own abilities. Whoever can get the treasure will get it. Well, talk with our strength. The saint of the Inextinguishable Sword Sect smiled faintly, full of confidence. All right, let's do that. The purple-robed young man of the Winged Demon Academy had no choice but to agree. Who is it? Suddenly, the purple-robed young man from the Winged Demon Academy shouted coldly. His sharp eyes looked in one direction. The other experts seemed to have sensed something as well and looked over. I didn't expect to be discovered so quickly. Between the branches of an ancient tree, Lu Ming touched his nose. He had just arrived when he saw the 4 sides confronting each other. He wanted to hide in the dark and observe the situation, but he didn't expect to be noticed. The purple-robed young man from the Winged Demon Academy had an amazing perception. Since he had been discovered, there was nothing to hide. Lu Ming flew out directly. Lu Ming! As soon as Lu Ming flew out, a surprised voice was heard from the Ice Soul Clan. It was the 9th young master of the Ice Soul Clan, Bing Qing. Brother Bingqing. Lu Ming smiled. He had already found Bingqing when he was hiding. Brother Lu, I didn't expect to meet you here. Bingqing laughed. You're Lu Ming, the Kong Xian sect's Lu Ming? Suddenly, a cold gaze looked at Lu Ming. Then, a gloomy voice was heard. Lu Ming looked over and realized that the person who spoke was the purple-robed young man from the unique Devil Academy. That's right, I'm Lu Ming. Lu Ming answered calmly. Good, very good. I was just about to look for you, but you delivered yourself to me. My junior brother Lu Shangkai died by your hands, right? The purple-robed young man said coldly, and his cold, killing intent spread out. So you're Lu Shankai's senior brother. Lu Shangkai was looking for death. I've already let him off a few times, but he's still sneaked an attack on me. He's just looking for his own death. Lu Ming said indifferently. How audacious! Savage! A few angry roars sounded. Bang, bang. Some of the experts from the unique Demon Academy stepped out. Their powerful auras burst out and pressed toward Lu Ming. You killed my junior brother. Today, I will destroy your cultivation and feed you to the demons. The purple-robed young man said coldly. He stepped forward and was about to kill Lu Ming. Hold on. Bingqing called out and moved, landing in front of Lu Ming. Young Master Bing, what are you doing? This matter has nothing to do with you? Move aside. The purple-robed youth shouted coldly. Who said it has nothing to do with me? Lu Ming is a good friend of the Ice Soul Clan. If you want to touch him, you'll have to go through the Ice Soul Clan first. Bingqing shouted. As soon as he finished speaking, some of the Ice Soul Clan's experts appeared in front of Lu Ming. They exuded an icy cold aura, as if the scene had immediately entered winter. The purple-robed young man's face darkened. When the Yimo Academy went to the Ice Soul Clan to help them retrieve the Ice Jade Cold Heart, some of them were fine. They told him about the Ice Soul Clan when they returned. He knew that Lu Ming had helped the Ice Soul Clan retrieve the Ice Jade Cold Heart and gain the Ice Soul Clan's friendship. It seemed impossible for him to kill Lu Ming today. This kid is Lu Ming. Some of the people from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Infinite Saint also had cold glints in their eyes. A strong killing intent spread toward Lu Ming. Back then, in the battle at the Ice Soul Clan's ancestral land, many of the geniuses from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Boundless Holy Land had died at Lu Ming's hands. However, they did not stand up for now. They hoped that the unique Devil Academy and the Ice Soul Clan would fight each other and suffer heavy losses so that they could benefit from it. Lu Ming, the Ice Soul Clan can protect you for now, but they can't protect you forever. Let's wait and see. The purple-robed young man didn't make a move. Instead, he left behind a cold sentence and turned around to rush into the forest. Let's go. The purple-robed young man gave the order. The people from the unique Demon Academy followed the purple-robed young man and rushed toward the forest. The people from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Boundless Holy Land were a little disappointed. However, since the Yimo Academy did not make a move, they naturally would not make the first move. The strength of the Ice Soul Clan was not to be taken lightly. Let's go! Let's go! The people from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Boundless Holy Land also flew towards the forest. Chapter 2821 Frightening Statue. Brother Lu, there might be treasures in the middle of the forest. Do you want to come with us? Bingqing laughed. That's what I was thinking. Lu Ming nodded. Without further ado, let's set off. A young man from the Ice Soul Clan gave the order. He was one of Bingqing's brothers, the third young master of the Ice Soul Clan. He was also a peerless genius. Lu Ming immediately followed the Ice Soul Clan's expert and flew toward the forest. CSI. When they flew into the sky above the forest, a series of hissing sounds came from the forest below. Then, a group of black figures shot out and pounced at them. Flying snake. They were flying snakes as thick as a finger. They had wings and were as fast as black lightning. Be careful! The Ice Soul Clan's third young master reminded them. He struck out with his palm, and a cold wave surged. Immediately, dozens of flying snakes were frozen and fell into the forest. The other members of the Ice Soul Clan attacked as well. Icy palm forces, icy fist forces, and icy sword beams slashed at the flying snakes. The flying snakes were shot down continuously, but there were too many of them and they were very powerful. Some of the Ice Soul Clan members were injured or even killed. Whoosh, whoosh. Lu Ming kept stabbing with his long spear. Spear light burst out and sent more than 10 flying snakes flying. Some of them exploded directly. "Brother Lu, your strength." On the side, Bing Qing was shocked. Lu Ming's ability had greatly exceeded his expectations. Back then, when Lu Ming went to help them get the Ice Jade Chilling Heart, his cultivation had just broken through to True God level, but now he was already at the 5th stage True God realm. "I'm lucky. My cultivation has increased a little during this period of time," Lu Ming said casually. "My cultivation has increased a little." Bing Qing's eyelids twitched and she wailed in her heart. Was this a little? From stage 1 True God to stage 5 True God, this was called a point? He also wanted to increase the price a little. The other members of the Ice Soul Clan, including the 3rd young master, were also shocked by Lu Ming's strength. But now that they were facing a crisis, they didn't think too much and continued to rush forward. In a few other directions, the Immortal Sword Sect, the Unique Demon Academy, and the Boundless Holy Land were also facing the attacks of the flying snakes. The deeper they went, the more flying snakes there were. It was as if there were countless flying snakes hidden under the forest. They were so densely packed that it made one's scalp tingle. Their speed became slower and slower, and it became more and more strenuous. Those below the Heavenly Deity stage hide in the middle. Those above the Heavenly Deity stage open a path outside. The Ice Soul Clan's 3rd young master shouted. He ordered those below the Heavenly God level to hide in the middle and those above the Heavenly God level to surround him. He attacked with all his might. The cold air surged, and large groups of flying snakes were frozen into popsicles, falling into the forest. 2 hours later, they finally rushed out of the forest and arrived at the central area of the forest. This place was extremely wide and boundless. There was not a single blade of grass, only stone pillars. Each stone pillar was separated by a certain distance. Each stone pillar was 100 meters tall and was randomly distributed on the open space. And below the stone pillars, there were statues. These statues were also made of stone. Some of them were as tall as a person, while others were more than 10 meters tall. They looked very realistic. The only things he could see were stone pillars and statues. Also, deep within the stone pillar and statue, there was a tree. A giant tree that was over 1,000 meters tall. What surprised them was that the leaves of this tree were extremely strange. They were not green, but black, shaped like swords, like black iron swords. The strangest thing was the fruit of this tree. There was only one fruit on the tree, and it was a stone fruit. Yes, it looked like it was carved out of stone and hung on the crown of the tree. It was the size of a basin and was covered with strange patterns. The energy of the world continued to gather and finally gathered on the fruit. The end point of the energy convergence was this fruit. Treasure. Everyone's eyes were burning with passion. Although no one knew what the fruit was, they all knew that it was definitely a treasure. "It's mine." The eyes of the purple-robed young man from the Unique Devil Academy flashed. Then, he led the people from the Unique Devil Academy and rushed toward the big tree. Don't even think about it. The people from the Indestructible Sword Sect, the Boundless Holy Land, and the Ice Soul Clan also rushed toward the tree. Gotcha! Just as they were charging forward, the statues that had been motionless suddenly moved. Thump! Boom! The statues took a step forward, and their heavy bodies caused the ground to shake. They then charged toward the crowd. The purple-robed young man from the Unique Demon Academy was the first to be attacked. A 10-meter-tall statue holding a stone sword slashed at him. The purple-robed young man's eyes narrowed and he shouted, "Get lost!" Then, a demonic blade flew out of the purple-robed young man's hand. Clang! The purple-robed young man's demonic blade collided with the statue's stone sword, creating a terrifying boom. It formed circles of terrifying sound waves that spread out. At the moment of collision, the purple-robed young man's expression changed drastically. His body seemed to have been hit by a divine mountain, and he actually retreated. At this moment, even more statues arrived. Ugh. Ugh. Blood splattered everywhere, and miserable screams continued to ring out. In the blink of an eye, at least dozens of people from the unique Devil Academy had died in the hands of the various statues. Not only the Yimo Academy, but also the Immortal Sword Sect, the Boundless Holy Land, and the Ice Soul Clan had people killed by the statues. The strength of these statues was shockingly strong. Moreover, the taller and bigger one was, the stronger one's strength would be. Thump. Boom! The feet of these statues seemed to be equipped with springs, and they jumped up hundreds of meters high. They waved all kinds of different stone weapons and attacked the crowd. Lu Ming was also facing a great enemy. An 8-meter-tall statue with a stone sword in its hand charged toward Lu Ming. The stone sword slashed out, and the space whistled. The terrifying force pressed down on Lu Ming, making it difficult for him to breathe. Moon slaying. Lu Ming's spear struck out and he immediately cast the 3 apocalyptic strikes. Clang. The statue's stone sword slashed at the long spear, causing it to vibrate nonstop. Lu Ming's body retreated frantically, feeling his arm go numb as if it was going to split open. Buzz. After the stone sword pushed Lu Ming back, it charged at him again. Not only that, on the other side, there was another 8 to 9 meter tall statue that was charging toward Lu Ming. It was a pincer attack and Lu Ming was in danger. Ball. Lu Ming waved his hand and Qiu flew out. Its body was filled with lightning and a bolt of lightning blasted out, bombarding the statue. However, to Lu Ming's surprise, the statue seemed to be fine even after the lightning struck it. It did not slow down and continued to attack Lu Ming. It's actually useless. Lu Ming's heart trembled. Qiu saw that the lightning was useless, so it could only use its round body to crash into the other party and meet force with force. Chapter 2822 Ancient Gods' Hearts. Miraculous effects. At this moment, the experts of the 4 forces were completely at a disadvantage. They were surrounded by a large group of statues, and people were constantly being killed. Not to mention those below the heavenly deity level, even the holy sons were in danger. The purple-robed young man and the Ice Soul Clan's 3rd young master were surrounded by several statues that were more than 10 meters tall. If Bing Qing did not have the protection of the Ice Soul Clan's experts, she would most likely be in danger as well. Lu Ming, you've walked into a large formation. These statues move with the formation. Anyone who enters the formation will be killed. Bone's voice echoed in his mind. A formation? How do I break it? Lu Ming quickly asked for guidance. It's very simple, super simple. Do you see those stone pillars? You just have to jump on the stone pillars and walk on them. Bone said, It's that simple? Lu Ming was stunned. Nonsense, it's that simple. It's just that you guys are stupid and didn't realize it. Bone said in disdain. Lu Ming was at. Let's try. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He let Qiu return to his side and struck with all his might with his spear, colliding with a statue. He used the force to retreat quickly. Then, he stomped on the ground and his figure soared into the sky, landing on a statue. When Lu Ming landed on the statues, the few statues that were chasing after him seemed to have lost track of him. They scanned their surroundings suspiciously and then attacked the others. It was indeed useful. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Brother Bing, quickly get on the stone pillar. The statue won't attack the person on the pillar. Lu Ming quickly sent a voice transmission to Bing Qing and the rest. When Bing Qing and the others heard this, their eyes lit up as well. Then, they fought the statue with all their might and rushed up the stone pillar. When they reached the top of the stone pillar, the statues stopped attacking them. Bing Qing and the others were overjoyed. Third brother, everyone, quickly get on the stone pillar. Bing Qing shouted and informed the 3rd young master of the Ice Soul Clan. Charge up the stone pillar. The Ice Soul Clan's 3rd young master pushed back a statue with a single palm. In a flash, he also rushed up to a stone pillar. The other members of the Ice Soul Clan used their own methods and rushed to the stone pillars. Of course, there were also many people who were killed by the statues in the process of charging. The Ice Soul Clan originally had nearly 300 people, but hundreds of them had been killed in such a short time. It was a heavy loss. Stone pillar, charge up the stone pillar. When the people from the Yimo Academy, the Immortal Sword Sect, and the Boundless Holy Land saw this scene, they also came to a sudden realization and rushed toward the stone pillar. After paying the price, the people from the three forces also rushed to different stone pillars. After that, everyone leaped from the stone pillars and rushed towards the big tree in front of them. Boom! Just as Lu Ming leaped onto one of the stone pillars, a sharp saber gleam slashed at the stone pillar beneath his feet. Boom! The stone pillar crumbled. This fellow. Lu Ming swept his gaze and realized that the person who had shattered the stone pillar under his feet was the purple-robed young man from the unique Demon Academy. Go to hell! The purple-robed youth sneered. As soon as the stone pillar crumbled, the statues immediately sensed Lu Ming's presence. Thump! Boom! Immediately, a few 10-meter-tall statues leaped up and charged toward Lu Ming at the same time. Lu Ming's expression changed. Divine Dragon Materialization Art. Lu Ming immediately used the Divine Dragon Materialization Art. A 9-clawed Divine Dragon phenomenon flew out and charged at a statue. At the same time, the 9 ice chains also flew out. Then, he activated the 9-layer Crimson Gold armor. In an instant, Lu Ming used all his means, including Qiu, which turned into a shield and blocked in front of him. However, these 10-meter-tall statues were too powerful. The divine dragon image shook and was directly shattered by a stone sword. The 9 ice chains also shattered. Boom! Lu Ming was hit by a few consecutive attacks. His body was like a cannonball, crashing to the ground with a huge boom. Lu Ming felt as if his body was about to split apart. He spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. He had been injured just now. However, the most fatal thing was that Lu Ming was the only one under the stone pillar at the moment. The number of statues was shocking. At that moment, the statues charged at Lu Ming one after another, trying to drown him. Brother Lu, Bing Qing was shocked, but at this moment, they were helpless to help. Haha, you want to fight me? Go to hell. The purple-robed youth laughed wildly. The people from the Indestructible Sword Sect and the Boundless Holy Land looked on coldly, hoping that Lu Ming would die at the hands of the statue. What do we do? At this moment, Lu Ming was almost in a desperate situation. There were statues rushing towards him from all directions. With so many statues, one move was enough to turn him into ashes. Thump! Boom! At that moment, Lu Ming's heart was beating rapidly. A strange aura filled the air. The aura of an ancient god. Lu Ming's heart was the ancient god's heart. At that moment, it was giving off a wondrous aura. When the aura spread out, the statues froze. A few of the terrifying statues' attacks were about to hit Lu Ming, but at this moment, they could not help but stop. This is a good opportunity. How could Lu Ming miss such a rare opportunity? He became one with the spear and turned into a dazzling spear gleam. He jumped away from a statue and rushed to the nearest stone pillar, avoiding the disaster. Damn it, what's going on? Those statues, why did their movements become so stiff? Seeing this, the purple-robed young man roared unwillingly in his heart, and his eyes flickered with ferocious killing intent. The others were also stunned and confused. Just now, they had thought that Lu Ming was dead for sure. Even if any of the other holy sons were in such a situation, they would die without a doubt, let alone Lu Ming. However, the movements of the statues suddenly stiffened. Lu Ming seized the opportunity and escaped. Ancient God's heart. My ancient God's heart is useful for these statues. Lu Ming's mind was racing. Not only that, Lu Ming even had a feeling that if he activated the ancient God's heart, he could even control these statues. This world's bronze door appeared in the holy land of the descendants of the ancient gods. This world might have a great connection with the descendants of the ancient gods, which is why the heart of the ancient god affected these statues. Lu Ming kept thinking and his eyes lit up slightly. This fellow, I will definitely take revenge for this. Lu Ming's cold eyes looked at the purple-robed young man. If not for the ancient god's heart, he would have been dead and the purple-robed young man would have been on his must-kill list. Lu Ming, you're lucky. I hope you'll be as lucky next time. The purple-robed young man snorted coldly, then turned around and rushed toward the big tree. Lu Ming sneered and dashed toward the big tree. At this time, the fastest group of people had already rushed past the stone pillar area and directly rushed to the fruit at the top of the big tree. Leaves as swords, get lost. My unique Devil Academy was the first to discover this place. An expert from the unique Devil Academy roared furiously. So what if you found it first? If you want the treasure, let's see if you have the strength to do so. An expert from the Eternal Sword sect sneered. Then it'll kill you. The experts from the Yimo Academy immediately charged towards the experts from the Immortal Sword sect. Kill! Before the people of the four forces reached the big tree, they had already started a chaotic battle. They killed each other and in an instant, someone was killed. Die! Kill! The battle was extremely brutal, and everyone's eyes were red as they fought with all their might. At this moment, the purple-robed young man, Lu Ming, and the others who were slightly behind just now had also arrived. Their figures flashed past, not participating in the battle but rushing to the top of the tree. Just as they neared the big tree, there was another change. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The leaves of the tree began to shake, and the clanging of swords could be heard. Then, some of the leaves fell off. Like pitch-black iron swords, they attacked Lu Ming and the group. An expert from the boundless Holy Land couldn't dodge in time and was cut in half by a leaf. Blood splattered everywhere as his corpse fell to the ground. Many people's eyes narrowed. There was also a leaf that charged at Lu Ming like an extremely sharp divine sword. Lu Ming did not dare to be careless. He thrust his spear. Clang. The long spear struck the leaf, producing a metallic clang. The leaf was sent flying by Lu Ming's strike, but the long spear in Lu Ming's hand continued to vibrate. Lu Ming could feel waves of terrifying sword chi flowing along the long spear towards him and into his palm. Lu Ming's palm was in excruciating pain, as if it was about to be torn apart by the sword aura. Block it, die! Lu Ming shouted. The divine power in his body surged and surged into his palm, forcing the sword chi. Whoosh, whoosh. The sword chi was forced out of Lu Ming's palm. It turned into streaks of sword chi and flew into the sky before disappearing. What a terrifying sword chi, what a terrifying leaf! Lu Ming was secretly shocked. If even Lu Ming was in such a state, it was even worse for those with insufficient cultivation. Ah! Ah! There were continuous screams. Although some people managed to block the leaves, the sword chi entered their bodies and burst out. Their bodies were torn apart, and even their souls couldn't escape. In an instant, dozens of people died. Those below the sky celestial level, retreat. The purple-robed youth roared. Those below the sky celestial realm couldn't block the sword chi of these leaves. They would die if they rushed up. Those who were below the sky celestial realm all retreated and didn't dare to charge forward. The purple-robed young man, the Ice Soul Clan's third young master, the saint of the indestructible sword sect, and the rest of the strongest group kept charging forward. Their combat strength was astonishing, and they sent the leaves flying. Buzz, buzz, whoosh. As everyone approached the fruit, the entire tree shook even more violently. More and more leaves were shaking, making a dense sword cry. Then more leaves fell, and the sword chi soared to the sky, heading toward the purple-robed young man and the others. The most shocking thing was that these leaves seemed to form a sword array with infinite power. Saint children like the purple-robed young man and the Ice Soul Clan's third young master were all blocked and could not rush forward. Detestable! These people's expressions were very ugly. The treasure was right in front of him, but it was blocked by some leaves. This kind of tree is really unique. Lu Ming retreated a distance and did not rush forward. He looked at the leaves and was secretly amazed. It was unheard of for a tree's leaves to be as sharp as a divine sword, with sword chi soaring into the sky and forming a sword formation. Thump! Boom! At this moment, Lu Ming's heart was beating faster. Lu Ming had a feeling that he could avoid the attacks of the leaves. It was a wonderful feeling. He'll try to control the ancient god's heart. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He then controlled the ancient god's heart and made it beat faster. A wondrous aura enveloped Lu Ming. This was the aura of an ancient god. Then, Lu Ming dashed towards the crown of the big tree again. Whoosh, whoosh. Immediately, a few leaves whizzed out and flew towards Lu Ming. The sword chi whistled, causing Lu Ming's body to tense up. Don't tell me it's useless. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed and he was about to block it. However, at this moment, when the leaves were close to Lu Ming, they suddenly changed direction and flew past him. It's really useful. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Lu Ming increased his speed and dashed toward the fruit at the top of the tree. The leaves seemed to have eyes when they rushed toward Lu Ming, and all of them went around him. What's going on? The eyes of the purple-robed youth and the others almost popped out. The leaves did not attack Lu Ming. Without the obstruction of the sword-shaped leaf, Lu Ming was only a few kilometers away from the fruit. In an instant, Lu Ming had reached the fruit. However, Lu Ming did not dare to be careless. As he activated the ancient god's heart, he also set up layers of defense on the surface of his body. Then he reached out to pick the fruit. To Lu Ming's surprise, he plucked the fruit very easily. It was light as a feather and seemed to be weightless. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He kept the fruit in his storage ring. Then, in a flash, he retreated quickly and left the attack range of the leaves in an instant. Kid, hand over the treasure. The purple-robed young man's eyes turned red. With a roar, he jumped off a few leaves and retreated, chasing after Lu Ming. You dare to snatch the treasure? You're courting death. Take him down. The saints of the inextinguishable sword sect and the boundless holy land roared and chased after Lu Ming. At the same time, the other experts from the major forces also chased after Lu Ming. The agreement just now belongs to whoever gets it. You want to go back on your word? The Ice Soul Clan's third young master shouted. He struck out with his palm at the same time. The icy power of his palm shot toward the boundless sacred land's saint, cutting off his path of retreat. The other Ice Soul Clan experts also moved to stop the boundless sacred land. However, no one from the unique Demon Academy or the Immortal Sword sect stopped them. Under the lead of the purple-robed young man and the holy son of the indestructible sword sect, they quickly chased after Lu Ming. At this moment, Lu Ming had already rushed up to the stone pillars. He leaped from the stone pillars and escaped outside. Lu Ming, hand over the treasure. Otherwise, I'll kill you even if you have to run to the ends of the earth. The purple-robed young man's voice was filled with killing intent. He sped up and rushed toward Lu Ming. The people from the indestructible sword sect and the unique Devil Academy also rushed into the stone pillar. The most powerful group of people from the two forces were far more powerful than Lu Ming. They were approaching Lu Ming at an alarming speed. Chapter 2824 Killing the Saint. The purple-robed young man and the rest were getting closer to Lu Ming, but Lu Ming's expression remained calm. At that moment, he was activating the ancient god's heart, trying to control the statue below. Thump, thump, thump. The ancient god's heart beat rapidly, and a mysterious and invisible aura spread out like waves, sweeping over the statues. At this moment, Lu Ming had a feeling that these statues were worshipping him and listening to his orders. Move! With a thought, Lu Ming tried to control a few statues. They really moved, and their cold eyes swept over the purple-robed young man and the others. It's really useful. Very good. Then, they'll send you on your way today. Lu Ming's eyes flashed with cold killing intent. Then, Lu Ming activated the ancient god's heart with all his might and tried to control the statue. He realized that he could control at least a few dozen statues. Dozens of statues were enough. Attack! With a single thought from Lu Ming, the dozens of statues suddenly rushed up, brandishing all kinds of weapons, and charged at the purple-robed young man, the holy son of the Eternal Sword sect, and the others. What's going on? The purple-robed youth and the others were shocked. Wasn't this stone pillar the only way to ensure his safety? Why did the statues suddenly attack them? They didn't have time to think, so they could only resist with all their strength. However, the statues suddenly changed their attacks. Instead of attacking the purple-robed young man and the others, they attacked the stone pillars under their feet. Boom, boom. At least a dozen people, including the purple-robed youth and the saint of the inextinguishable sword sect, had their stone pillars shattered. Just like Lu Ming, as soon as the stone pillar collapsed, a large number of statues sensed them and charged at them. It was too late for them to dodge. Bang, bang. More than a dozen experts were sent flying by the large group of statues and fell to the ground. A few of the weaker ones were even killed. Then, more and more statues charged at the purple-robed young man and the others. Screams of pain rang out continuously as people were killed one after another. Soon, only the purple-robed young man, the Eternal Sword Sect's strongest 7 or 8 people were left. Ah, what's going on? Damn it! The purple-robed young man and the others roared and charged madly, trying to break out of the encirclement. However, there were too few of them while there were too many statues. Moreover, Lu Ming controlled dozens of statues to hold them back. They could not break out at all. The remaining people of the two forces were pale with fear when they saw this scene. Some people even went far away, afraid that the stone pillars would be broken and the statues would attack them. Ah, Lu Ming, are you the one behind this? The purple-robed young man roared as he glared at Lu Ming, his eyes filled with malevolent killing intent. Rest in peace. Lu Ming said coldly. Lu Ming, let me out. I am the holy son of the unique Devil Academy. If I die, you will not be able to pay for it even if you die 10 times or 100 times. Do you understand? The purple-robed youth roared. That's right. I'm the holy son of the indestructible sword sect. If I die here, the indestructible sword sect will definitely exterminate your entire sect. The saint of the eternal sword sect roared. I'm so scared. Do you think I'm scared? Lu Ming screamed, his face cold. Should he let these people out and wait for the other party to take revenge? How was that possible? No matter what, the other party wanted to kill him, so he would kill back, regardless of which force he was from. A large group of statues charged toward the purple-robed youth and the others, including some that were more than 10 meters tall. They were shockingly powerful. Those who were trapped by the statues were killed one after another. Soon, only the purple-robed young man and the saint of the eternal sword sect were left. As for the two of them, they were both seriously injured and it would be difficult for them to resist. No, 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 I don't want to die. Lu Ming, I beg you, let me go. At this moment, the purple-robed young man actually gave in and began to beg for mercy. However, Lu Ming's face was cold and indifferent. He was unmoved. Ah! With a shrill and unwilling scream, the saint of the indestructible sword sect had his head blown up by a statue that was more than 10 meters tall. He died on the spot. No, no. Seeing this, the purple-robed young man almost went crazy with fear and screamed hysterically. At that moment, he was filled with regret. He regretted provoking Lu Ming. In the next moment, the purple-robed young man followed in the footsteps of the inextinguishable sword sect's holy son. He was struck by a stone sword and died on the spot. The two holy sons and more than a dozen experts from the indestructible sword sect and the unique demon academy were all dead. They were all killed by Lu Ming. The boundless sacred lands saint had already stopped fighting with the Ice Soul clan's third young master. His face was as white as snow, and he was filled with lingering fear. If the Ice Soul clan's third young master had not stopped him, he would have died just like the purple-robed young man and the others. He did not know what method Lu Ming had used to control the statues. Lu Ming, you killed the holy son of our unique Devil Academy. Our unique Devil Academy will not let you off. Just wait for your death. I won't let you off even if I don't destroy the sword sect. In the distance, loud roars could be heard. At this moment, the people from the other unique demon academies and the indestructible sword sect had already rushed out of the range of the stone pillars. They were shouting as they flew. You're looking for death, Lu Ming said coldly. He controlled dozens of statues and chased after those people. Those people trembled in fear and then desperately rushed out. However, There were flying snakes flying out from the surrounding forest to attack them. They were even more frightened and rushed out with all their might. Very quickly, Lu Ming had rushed past the stone pillar area. However, he suddenly stopped because he realized that the dozens of statues had also stopped. They did not follow Lu Ming out. "You can't come out?" Lu Ming frowned. He tried a few times in a row, but it was to no avail. "It seems that these statues can't leave this array. What a pity, what a pity." Lu Ming sighed. These statues were all very powerful, especially those that were more than 10 meters tall. They were much stronger than him. If he could bring them out, they would be of great help to him. He would no longer have to fear the Tianhong Saint Sun and the Transient Light Saint Sun. If he had the chance, he might be able to kill them. Unfortunately, he couldn't bring it out now, and this idea was ruined. Lu Ming did not chase after the people from the unique Devil Academy. There were many experts left on the other side of the Immortal Sword sect. Given Lu Ming's strength, not only would he not be able to kill them, but he would also be killed by them. "Brother Lu, you're amazing." Bing Qing and the rest walked along the stone pillar and looked at Lu Ming in shock. "I don't know what happened either." Lu Ming smiled and looked at the people from the boundless Holy Land in the depths of the stone pillar. The boundless Holy Land's people didn't even dare to step onto the stone pillar. "Brother Bing, let's go," Lu Ming said. Lu Ming understood that if he did not leave, the people from the boundless Holy Land would not step onto the stone pillar. He could not kill them even if he wanted to. Bing Qing and the others nodded, and everyone rushed out together. By the time they rushed out of the forest, the people from the unique Devil Academy and the Immortal Sword sect had already disappeared. Chapter 2826 Trouble at the Door. "Brother Lu, where are you going next? You've killed 2 holy sons of the unique Devil Academy and the Immortal Sword sect. I'm afraid that the people from these 2 forces will not let you off," Bing Qing said, a little worried for Lu Ming. People at the saint level were the top geniuses of any force, and there would not be many of them. Every one of them had the chance to compete for the position of sect leader in the future. Their future achievements were limitless. Any force would feel heartache when such a person was killed. The experts from the 2 major forces would probably go crazy and hunt Lu Ming down. Even if Lu Ming were to train in the wilderness, the other party would most likely send a large number of experts to hunt him down. Lu Ming frowned. He had not thought about this clearly. It was not safe to return to the base of Kongxian sect. The Kongxian sect was only one of the top 10 sects in the Qin Heaven Galaxy. Although it was the leader of the top sects, there was still a gap between its strength and the 3 overlord forces. At that time, the unique Demon Academy and the Indestructible Sword sect would attack the base of the Kongxian sect, and the Kongxian sect might not be able to protect him. "Brother Lu, why don't you come with us to the Ice Soul Clan's base first? The unique Devil Academy and the Immortal Sword sect might be strong, but the Ice Soul Clan is not afraid of them," Bing Qing invited. "That's right. You're the Ice Soul Clan's benefactor. The Ice Soul Clan will protect you with all our might," the 3rd young master of the Ice Soul Clan said. Lu Ming had helped the Ice Soul Clan retrieve the Ice Jade Cold Heart. This was a great help to the Ice Soul Clan. The Ice Jade Cold Heart could help the Ice Soul Clan produce more geniuses. It was the hope for the rise of the Ice Soul Clan. They were very grateful to Lu Ming. "Then, thank you, everyone." Lu Ming cupped his fists and said. He thought about it and decided that it was indeed the best time to go to the Ice Soul Clan's base. The group set off immediately and headed for the Ice Soul Clan's base. The Ice Soul Clan's base was also built in a forbidden land. It was tall and majestic. A large number of Ice Soul Clan members were active in the base, turning it into a big city. As soon as they arrived at the Ice Soul Clan's base, Bing Qing and the Ice Soul Clan's 3rd young master brought Lu Ming to meet the only Divine King expert of the Ice Soul Clan there and told him what had happened. "Brother Lu Ming, you can stay here. If the Indestructible Sword sect and the unique Devil Academy want to touch you, they'll have to go through the Ice Soul Clan first." The Ice Soul Clan's God King was very forceful and promised. "Many thanks, Your Majesty." Lu Ming expressed his thanks. At this moment, Furious roars could be heard from the bases of the unique Devil Academy and the Immortal Sword Sect. Lu Ming, how dare you kill the holy son of our unique Demon Academy? How dare you? Men, come with me to the base of the Kong Xian sect. A roar came from the base of the Yimo Academy. Then, a large number of experts charged towards the Kong Xian sect. At the same time, a roar came from the base of the Eternal Sword sect. Then, a large number of powerful cultivators flew out from the base and headed for the Kong Xian sect. Kong Xian sect's base was bustling with activity. Since the exit had disappeared and they couldn't get out, everyone could rest easy and stay in this world to cultivate. Thump, thump, thump. All of a sudden, the dull sound of war drums rang out in the Kong Xian sect. The war drums have sounded. What's going on? Could it be that a large number of demons are attacking the city? No way, we've never encountered such a thing before. Many people were shocked. The battle drums were set up in the base of the Kong Xian sect just in case. If something big happened, the drums would be sounded to get everyone to prepare for battle. However, ever since the base was built, the war drums had never been sounded. Why did they suddenly sound the war drums now? There was no time to think. Everyone in the Kong Xian sect's base started to move and flew toward the city wall. They flew up to the city wall and saw a large group of experts in the distance. They were flying over in a menacing manner, each and every one of them filled with killing intent. The Unique Devil Academy. It's the people from the Unique Devil Academy. Why are so many people from the Yimo Academy heading toward our Kong Xian sect's base? I don't know, but it looks like they're here with bad intentions. You guys, they're still? That's the Inextinguishable Sword Sect. The people of Kong Xian sect discussed animatedly. Suddenly, someone shouted. The crowd was even more shocked and their faces turned grave. That was because, from another direction, another group of people was flying over with murderous intent. This group of people all carried long swords on their backs. They were from the Indestructible Sword Sect. In the Yimo Academy, the army of the Immortal Sword Sect stopped outside the base of the Kong Xian sect. A cold aura and a terrifying pressure spread toward the base of the Kong Xian sect, causing the expressions of many people to change drastically. May I know why you've gathered so many people to come to my Kong Xian sect's base? A deep voice came from the depths of the Kong Xian sect's base. Then, the figure of a middle-aged man appeared in the sky. Your Majesty! The people from the Kong Xian sect felt at ease when they saw this figure. This middle-aged man was the God King that the Arcane Void sect had sent over. Wu Wei, we're here today for a disciple of your Kong Xian sect. His name is Lu Ming. Hand him over. A cold voice came from the direction of the Unique Demon Academy. Then, a figure appeared in the sky above the people of the Unique Demon Academy, and his body was covered with vast divine light. God King. He was also a God King. The God King of the Unique Devil Academy. What? I'm here for Lu Ming. The Unique Devil Academy is here for Lu Ming. What did Lu Ming do to cause the people of the Unique Devil Academy to mobilize so many people? Even the God Kings have come. When the people from Kong Xian sect heard that, they started to make wild guesses. They were curious about what Lu Ming had done. What about you guys? Kong Xian sect's Divine King Wu Wei looked in the direction of the Eternal Sword sect. I'm here for Lu Ming too. Hand him over. A figure appeared in the sky above the Inextinguishable Sword sect. This was the God King of the Inextinguishable Sword sect. The God Kings of the two major powers had appeared. The disciples of Kong Xian sect were even more shocked. The two major forces had come together for Lu Ming. Lu Ming, what's the matter with you? In the base of Kong Xian sect, Ouyang Qingxiang muttered. At the same time, Yu Linglong, Wu Zifeng, and Hai, and Lu Chang were also present, and they all looked worried. This time, the God Kings of the two major factions had come. They knew that something major had definitely happened. Lu Ming is just a junior disciple of my Kong Xian sect. What did he do to make the two of you come here? Kong Xian sect's Divine King, Wu Wei, also asked curiously. There's no harm in telling you. The holy son of our Unique Devil Academy died in Lu Ming's hands in a secret battle. The God King of the Unique Devil Academy said coldly. The saint of the inextinguishable sword sect, Jian Xing, was also killed by Lu Ming. Lu Ming must pay with his life. The god king of the indestructible sword sect spoke with a sonorous voice. As soon as he said that, the base of Kongxian sect was in an uproar. Almost everyone from the Kongxian sect was dumbfounded. The two holy sons of the indestructible sword sect and the unique demon academy were killed by Lu Ming? Really? That was a saint-level figure. Could Lu Ming kill a saint-level figure? Chapter 2827 God King taking action. Everyone from the Kongxian sect found it hard to believe. They were very clear about Lu Ming's abilities. Not long ago, he could only compete with people on the true God ranking list. How could he kill people at the level of a saint, and two of them at that? How is that possible? Coincidentally, the Tianhong Saint Sun and the Transient Light Saint Sun were also resting in the Kongxian sect's base. They shook their heads in disbelief after hearing the news. Lu Ming could kill people at the level of a saint? They knew the Dark Battle Saint Sun of the Unique Devil Academy and the Sword Star Saint Sun of the Indestructible Sword Sect. They were both very powerful and were not inferior to them at all. If Lu Ming could kill the Dark Warrior, wouldn't Jian Xing be able to kill them too? This, Ouyang Xiangxiang, Yu Linglong, Wu Zifeng, and Hai, and the others also looked at each other in disbelief. Even the divine king of Kongxian sect, Wu Wei, was stunned. This matter was also out of his expectations. They finally understood why the two major factions had mobilized so many people, including the God Kings. The death of a saint was indeed a major event. I think you've misunderstood. Lu Ming is just a new disciple of Kongxian sect. How could he kill two of your saint children? Wu Wei said after sorting out his thoughts. If this isn't true, why would we come here? The God King of the Unique Devil Academy coldly said. That's right. Wu Wei, cut the crap and hand Lu Ming over. The God King of the Inextinguishable Sword Sect was even more direct and overbearing. You too, this is the land of the ancient god. There are always risks when you take risks and fight outside. It's common for you to die. If Lu Ming really killed your two holy sons, it doesn't make sense for you to come to my Kongxian sect like this, does it? There have been many Kongxian sect members who died at the hands of the disciples of your two superpowers when we were out. Wu Wei's voice turned cold and he said unhappily. It was normal to die while adventuring and fighting outside. If one was afraid of dying outside, they might as well stay at home. Humph, Wu Wei, are you mocking the holy son of my Unique Demon Academy for being weak? The God King of the Unique Devil Academy's voice turned gloomy. A powerful aura emanated from his body as he said, if it was a normal battle, if my disciples were killed, I would not say anything. However, this time, it was your disciple Lu Ming who used despicable means to secretly harm the holy son of my Unique Demon Academy. Besides that, there were also 8 1st to 5th level heavenly gods. Does Lu Ming have the ability to do so? The God King of the Unique Devil Academy loudly questioned. That's right. Lu Ming also used despicable means to harm the holy son of the Eternal Sword Sect and other experts. The God King from the Inextinguishable Sword Sect said, It was actually an assassination. No wonder. Almost everyone in the Kongxian sect believed him. This was the only way it could be justified. In a head-on battle, Lu Ming had killed 2 of the enemy's holy sons. They were in disbelief. I see. The Tianhong Saint Sun and the Transient Light Saint Sun both heaved a sigh of relief. It turned out that Lu Ming had relied on an Hai to cause the death of the Dark Warrior. Jian Xing did not rely on his true abilities. They were relieved. This brat actually dared to harm the holy son of the Indestructible Sword Sect and the Unique Demon Academy. This time, I don't even need to do anything. He's dead for sure. When the Tianhong Saint Sun and the Sacred Sun of Reflection thought of this, they became happy. The Divine King of Kongxian Sect, Wu Wei, also fell silent. If that was the case, he really had no reason to stop her. Hand Lu Ming over. We don't have time to waste. The God King of the Inextinguishable Sword Sect berated. Wu Wei frowned. He was also in a difficult position. Lu Ming was a prodigy of the Kongxian sect. Naturally, he was unwilling to hand him over to the other party. However, he was facing two god kings. Even if he wanted to protect Lu Ming, he could not. You two have come at the wrong time. Lu Ming is not in the base of Kongxian sect. Even if I wanted to hand him over, I can't. Wu Wei's gaze shifted as he spoke. In fact, he did not know if Lu Ming was in the base. He had made up this reason and did not want to hand Lu Ming over. Whether it's there or not, I'll know once I search with my spiritual sense. The cold voice of the God King from the unique Devil Academy sounded. His spiritual sense burst out like a vast ocean and swept toward the base of the Kongxian sect. How can you search my Kongxian sect's base as you please? Wu Wei's face darkened. He unleashed his powerful spiritual consciousness and blocked the spiritual consciousness of the God King of the unique Devil Academy. Wei, you want to stop the two of us by yourself? In your dreams? Let me fight you. The God King of the indestructible sword sect spoke. Following that, a sword cry shook the 9 heavens. A resplendent sword light suddenly appeared in the sky, towering between the heavens and earth. No one knew how long and how big it was, but it blocked out the sun as it slashed down towards the base of the Kongxian sect. Wu Wei's expression changed and his dazzling divine power burst out. He soared into the sky and turned into a rainbow light, rushing toward the huge sword light. Boom! It was as if the entire world was shaking and shaking. The might of a God King was so terrifying. This was also because the two of them had controlled their divine power so that it did not leak out. Otherwise, the shock caused would be even more shocking. The two of them exchanged a blow and faced each other in the sky, exuding a terrifying pressure. As such, Wu Wei no longer had the ability to stop the God Kings of the unique Demon Academy. The God King of the Yimo Academy coldly snorted. He took a step forward and appeared in the sky above the base of the Kongxian sect. He sent out his powerful spiritual consciousness, but after a while, his expression slightly darkened. Lu Ming is indeed not here. The God King of the unique Devil Academy coldly said. Hearing this, Wu Wei felt relieved. Ouyang Xiangxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others also heaved a sigh of relief. Although they did not see Lu Ming in the base, they were still afraid that Lu Ming might be in seclusion somewhere in the base. That would be dangerous. He's not here. The God King from the indestructible sword sect's face also darkened. I know. Lu Ming is not at the Kongxian sect's base. He's most likely at the Ice Soul clan's base. Lu Ming was very close to them. One of the geniuses from the unique Demon Academy shouted. This person was the one who had followed the dark battle earlier. He had seen that Lu Ming and Bing Qin were very close. The Ice Soul clan. The God Kings of the Yimo Academy and the indestructible sword sect narrowed their eyes slightly. The Ice Soul clan was not a clan that the Kongxian sect could bully. The Ice Soul clan was one of the 2 strongest clans in the Qintian galaxy. They were even stronger than the Yimo Academy and the indestructible sword sect. They could only be a match for the Ice Soul clan if the 2 forces worked together. However, they were unwilling to give up just like that. The 2 of them looked at each other and saw the determination in each other's eyes. It's useless even if you hide in the Ice Soul clan. You must pay with your life for using such despicable means to harm the holy son of our unique Demon Academy. The God King of the unique Devil Academy coldly spoke. Let's go. We'll go to the Ice Soul clan to get him. Then he flew toward the Ice Soul clan. The God King of the Yimo Academy led his men to attack the Ice Soul clan. At the same time, the God King of the indestructible sword sect also led his men to attack the Ice Soul clan. Let's go and take a look. Together. Everyone in the Kongxian sect was also very curious. They wanted to know the result of this battle, so they followed the Yimo Academy and the Immortal Sword sect to the Ice Soul clan. Lu Ming, I hope you're not in the Ice Soul clan. Ouyang Xiangxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others muttered and followed the crowd to the Ice Soul clan. Lu Ming, I hope you're in the Ice Soul clan. Cold glints flashed in the eyes of the Tianhong Saint Sun and the Transient Light Saint Sun. They both hoped that Lu Ming would be killed by the people from the Yimo Academy and the Immortal Sword sect in the Ice Soul Clan. The group of people flew toward the Ice Soul Clan. When they approached the Ice Soul Clan's base, the base was alarmed and the sound of war drums could be heard. The dense crowd in the Ice Soul Clan's base flew toward the city wall. It's the Inextinguishable Sword sect. There's also the Yimo Academy and the people from the Kong Xian sect. What are these forces doing in our Ice Soul Clan's base? Looks like they're here with ill intentions. Many members of the Ice Soul Clan were whispering to each other. Oh no, the people from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Unique Devil Academy are really here. Hurry up and inform Brother Lu. Bing Qing's expression changed when she saw the people from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Unique Demon Academy. She flew toward a stone house in the Ice Soul Clan's base. At the Yimo Academy, the people from the Immortal Sword sect stopped outside the base of the Ice Soul Clan. Why have you two forces brought so many people to my Ice Soul Clan? The Ice Soul Clan's God King stepped out and came to the sky. His voice was cold. Brother Bing, we're here to ask your Ice Soul Clan for a person. Is a kid named Lu Ming from the Kong Xian sect in your Ice Soul Clan? Said the God King of the Yimo Academy. However, he was much more polite when speaking to the God King of the Ice Soul Clan. No comment, you can go. The Ice Soul Clan's God King said coldly and domineeringly. Brother Bing, this man used despicable means to kill the saint children of our two sects and the other experts. We must take him down. Besides, our people saw that Lu Ming is very close to the Ice Soul Clan. If he's really in the Ice Soul Clan, you'd better hand him over, Brother Bing, so that we don't have to be enemies. The God King from the Inextinguishable Sword sect said. Hurt our relationship? So what if we're on bad terms? The Ice Soul Clan's God King sneered. You. The expression of the God King from the Indestructible Sword sect was extremely ugly. He was already being very polite, but the other party didn't give him any face at all. Lu Ming must be in the Ice Soul Clan. The third young master of the Ice Soul Clan has returned. They've been together for a long time. One of the disciples from the Yimo Academy shouted and pointed at the third young master of the Ice Soul Clan. Brother Bing, it seems that Lu Ming is really in your Ice Soul Clan. I think you should hand him over. The God King of the Unique Devil Academy said. I've said it, I'm telling you, why aren't you guys leaving? Do you want to start a war with the Ice Soul Clan? The Ice Soul Clan's God King remained strong. The God Kings of the Unique Devil Academy and the Indestructible Sword sect had extremely ugly expressions. They looked at each other and a hint of determination flashed through their eyes. Today they had come with such a large force. If they were to retreat just because of a few rude words from the Ice Soul Clan's God King, how would they be able to maintain their dignity? Moreover, the two forces combined were not afraid of the Ice Soul Clan. Brother Bing, you have to understand a fact. This is the ancient God world, not the Qin Heaven Star region. Each of our forces only has one God King. The God King from the Indestructible Sword sect said coldly. Are you threatening me? The Ice Soul Clan's God King's eyes narrowed, and a terrifying chill emanated from him. I'm not threatening you, I'm telling the truth. The God King of the Indestructible Sword sect spoke. He became more powerful as a sword light flickered on his body. A terrifying sword intent seemed to be about to explode at any moment. That's right, if Brother Bing really wants to be our enemy, then we can only spar with Brother Bing. The God King of the Yimo Academy also spoke coldly. His powerful aura was faintly discernible. The Ice Soul Clan's God King's expression turned ugly. He did not have any chance of winning against two God Kings. This time, the various major factions could only send one God King. Without a doubt, they were all God Kings with powerful combat strength, especially the God Kings from the Indestructible Sword sect and the Unique Devil Academy. None of them were weaker than him. If they really wanted to make a move, he couldn't stop them at all. As for those below the God King realm, the difference between them was too great, and there was no possibility of comparison. Brother Bing, you'd better hand Lu Ming over to avoid hurting our relationship. The God King of the Indestructible Sword sect's sword light grew stronger and stronger. The terrifying sword intent locked onto the Ice Soul race's God King. Lu Ming, get your ass out here. At this moment, the God King of the unique Demon Academy roared, shaking the entire Ice Soul Clan's base. Lu Ming had been cultivating in a stone house of the Ice Soul Clan and studying the stone fruit. The fruit was the size of a wash basin. It was round and covered with strange patterns. However, Lu Ming could not figure out the function of the fruit after studying it for a long time. They didn't know anything about the bone demon or the quantity formula. Lu Ming could only keep it and study it slowly in the future. At this moment, Bing Qing rushed in. Brother Lu, this is bad. The people from the Indestructible Sword Sect and the Unique Devil Academy have indeed come. Even the God Kings have personally come. Bing Qing said. Even the God King has come. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. He had not expected the other party to mobilize such a large force. Even the God Kings stationed at the base had been mobilized. But don't worry. Even if their godly king comes, my Ice Soul Clan's godly king won't hand you over. Bing Qing said firmly. Lu Ming, get your ass out here. At this moment, an explosive roar came from afar, shaking the entire base. Bing Qing and Lu Ming's expressions changed. It seems like the other party is very strong. Lu Ming said. Lu Ming, get the hell out here. You're not leaving today. That voice rang out again. Lu Ming, you can't go out. Our race's God King will stop them, Bing Qing quickly said. It's hard to say. It seems like the other party is very powerful. Furthermore, if the two God Kings from the Yimo Academy and the Indestructible Sword Sect were to join forces, even the God Kings from the aristocratic families would find it difficult to stop them. If it's a blessing, it's not a disaster. If it's a disaster, we can't avoid it. In that case, let's go out and take a look. Lu Ming was a decisive person. With that, he flew out in large strides. Bing Qing followed behind Lu Ming anxiously. Very soon, Lu Ming flew to the wall of the Ice Soul Clan's base. That's Lu Ming. A disciple of the Unique Demon Academy pointed at Lu Ming and shouted. Everyone's gaze was on Lu Ming. There was ferocity, curiosity, killing intent, and worry. Oh no, Lu Ming is really in the Ice Soul Clan. Ouyang Qingxiang and the others were extremely worried. The Tianhong Saint's son, the Transient Light Saint's son, and the others were ecstatic. Chapter 2829 Wave of Demons. Seeing that Lu Ming had really appeared, the Tianhong Saint's son, the Transient Light Saint's son, and the others were overjoyed. Today, the God Kings of the Indestructible Sword Sect and the Unique Demon Academy were extremely powerful. They did not even show respect to the Ice Soul Clan. Lu Ming was doomed. It seems that this kid is indeed here. Get over here. The God King of the Unique Devil Academy shouted coldly and raised his palm. A powerful suction force erupted from his palm and sucked Lu Ming in, trying to pull him over. The Ice Soul Clan's God King coldly snorted. He took a step in the air, and a terrifying chill burst forth, shattering the Unique Devil Academy's God King's attractive force. Brother Bing, are you determined to fight us? The God King of the Unique Devil Academy said with a cold expression. So what if I fight? The Ice Soul Clan's God King said forcefully. If you want to fight, then I will fight with you. I'm just afraid that you can't stop us alone. The God King of the Unique Devil Academy roared in anger, and an extremely violent power erupted from his body. Everyone in the world felt a powerful pressure. At the same time, a terrifying sword intent exploded from the Inextinguishable Sword Sect God King's body. It pressed down on the Ice Soul Race God King, forcing him to retreat slightly. Ha! At this moment, Lu Ming suddenly burst out laughing. Kid, what are you laughing at? The God King of the Unique Devil Academy cast a cold glance at Lu Ming. Two God Kings, you've mobilized so many experts to capture me, a junior. It's truly a great honor. That's why I'm laughing. Also, I'm curious. Why are the two of you here to capture me? Lu Ming said loudly. You used despicable means to harm the saints of our two sections. Can't we take you down? The God King of the Unique Devil Academy said. Despicable means? Assassination? How laughable, how laughable. Lu Ming laughed and said, secret battle, and Jian Xing brought a group of experts to hunt me down. However, they were too arrogant. I made use of the terrain and controlled a large formation to trap and kill them. You call this despicable? You call this a trap? Must I rely on brute force to fight for treasures outside? I can't rely on intelligence. Lu Ming asked continuously. Nonsense. The God King of the Unique Devil Academy coldly shouted. What nonsense is he spouting? Just directly take it down. The God King of the Indestructible Sword Sect said coldly. He was about to step out to capture Lu Ming. However, at this moment, a powerful presence appeared in the sky. It locked onto the God King of the Indestructible Sword Sect. Wu Wei, are you going to interfere too? The God King of the Inextinguishable Sword Sect looked up with a cold expression. Nonsense. Lu Ming is a disciple of Kong Xian Sect. How can we let you take him away as you please? Wu Wei stepped down, his divine power boiling as he locked onto the Divine King of the Inextinguishable Sword Sect. Previously, he was alone and it was naturally difficult to stop the other party. However, with the help of the Ice Soul Clan's God King, he had nothing to fear. Lu Ming has already said that he was being hunted down first. Then, he controlled a large array to trap and kill the two of you. This is all based on intelligence. How is it despicable and backstabbing? If people can't even use arrays, why do they cultivate them? Wu Wei responded sarcastically. In the Yimo Academy, the expression of the God King from the Indestructible Sword Sect turned ugly. With Wu Wei's arrival and his cooperation with the Ice Soul Clan's Divine King, they would not gain any advantage at all. Who? Ouyang Xiangxiang, Yu Linglong and the rest heaved a sigh of relief. With Wu Wei's help, Lu Ming was safe and they were relieved. Damn it, why is this kid's luck so good? The Tianhong Saint's son, the sacred son of reflection, and the others were very unhappy. Please leave. The Ice Soul Clan doesn't welcome you. The Ice Soul Clan's God King waved his hand. This is the business of the Qin Heaven 13 clans. Your Ice Soul Clan is too nosy. Since that's the case, my Scarlet Flame Clan will play with you. At this moment, a deep voice came from the distance. Just as the voice faded, a figure suddenly appeared in the sky. It was a burly middle-aged man with scarlet skin and a terrifyingly high temperature. The Red Flame Tribe. Moreover, he was the God King of the Red Flame race. The Ice Soul Clan's God King's expression turned ugly. Wu Wei's face darkened. Meanwhile, the God King of the Indestructible Sword Sect from the Unique Demon Academy was delighted. The Scarlet Flame Clan and the Ice Soul Clan were mortal enemies. The Divine King of the Scarlet Flame Clan would never help the Ice Soul Clan. He'll block this guy from the Ice Soul Clan for you. If you want to take him, then take him quickly. The God King of the Scarlet Flame race sneered and a scorching aura spread toward the God King of the Ice Soul race. This is bad. At that moment, not only Wu Wei, but the Ice Soul race's Divine King's expression changed. Bing Qing, Ouyang Qingxiang, Yu Linglong, and the others' expressions changed drastically. Initially, Lu Ming was already safe. He did not expect that at the critical moment, a Scarlet Flame Tribe God King would suddenly appear and break the stalemate. This caused the power of both sides to tilt again. This kid is destined to die here. The Tianhong Saint's son, the Transient Light Saint's son, and the others laughed wildly in their hearts. They were so happy that they could die. Wei, let's see how you're going to block it. The Divine King of the Indestructible Sword Sect released a powerful aura and locked Wu Wei in place. The God Kings of the Unique Devil Academy were also preparing to take action. A great battle was about to begin. Let's go all out. Lu Ming gritted his teeth and decided to burn the ancient god heart. He knew that with his cultivation, even if he burned his ancient god's heart, his fighting power would still be a far cry from that of a god king. It was impossible for him to block a god king. However, it was not his style to sit and wait for death. Even if he had to die, he had to fight. Roar! Just at this critical moment, a roar suddenly came from afar. In the next moment, the roars became more and more numerous, layer after layer, wave after wave, like a terrifying wave. What's going on? Many people's expressions changed. The roars were endless. The sky was shaking, the earth was shaking, and there were loud rumbles. In the distance, a group of people flew over in panic. They were all from the Ice Soul clan. It was obvious that these people had been out adventuring and had all flown back in a sorry state. Not good, a beast tide, no, a demonic beast tide has erupted. Quickly enter the city. The Ice Soul clan members cried out in fear. What? A wave of demons? Many people were shocked. The few God Kings, in particular, had extremely sharp eyes. They could already see countless demons charging over from the distance. There were so many of them that they were uncountable and endless. Among them, there were many terrifying demons. There were countless heavenly god-level demons. So many Yaoma. Even the expressions of the few God Kings changed. At this moment, the God Kings of the unique Demon Academy, the Immortal Sword Sect, the Kong Xian Sect, and the Scarlet Flame race all received the news at the same time. Outside their base, countless magical beasts were discovered, and they were attacking their base. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.